now, just like the writers of the last two episodes. Okay. I'm only
So
here,
I won't
so
get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
because baby, these last two episodes,
Hmm.
especially the last one. Okay. Hey, I tried. I tried. It was one long vision for me too. I had a visions of dragon fights that I did not see. That never was. I had a vision of a potential dragon that I was like, "Is this what the hype was?" Sheep stealer. Like I feel like sheep stealer is not getting the well deserved justice that a sheep stealer deserves. Okay, I feel like what
Hmm.
did we run out of money on the budget? Like what?
The ugliest dragon I've ever seen. I thought Vagar was ugly. That's just ugh. What is that?
Are
What
we
was that?
ugly or just dirty?
Nah, it was ugly. It
I'm
burnt. You could
hoping he just
clearly
dirty,
see.
but I'm with
Mm-mm.
Trey. I'm with Trey. Even the aesthetic.
It's just no. It's It
The
was
thin is air up in the mountains in the Vale.
Elsa. Stop it. Stop it. You don't
Lady
even
of the
believe it
Veil.
when you
L
said
shit
it.
is clearly Lady of the Veil. Okay.
You don't even believe it when you said it. Stop it. Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
I'm trying to find a way. Sheep stealer. He ain't bothering nobody. He ain't in no games. He found a sweet spot. I ain't got to share with no other dragons.
It
I'm good.
almost it almost looks like Sheepsula got in a fight with another dragon, got burned. That's what it looked like.
It's
Sheep
mud, Trey.
Sheep Chiller
It
was
wasn't
over
mud.
there relaxing and doing mud baths. He over
Uh-uh.
here like playing his stuff. I hope that he shake it off. I was just wondering if him and Raina had ran into the same stuff because she was all dusty and dirty too. I was like, what is happening? Why are you out here so long that you thirsting and drinking off any water off the ground or whatever? Like,
We're
man,
the mountain people of the Vale. Where's Shaga, son
nobody
of
has noticed that
Shagas?
you missing. Not one person.
Well,
You out here so long that you thirsty and nobody noticed that you missing.
I don't. Well, actually, the part where they're at, they're in the Vale, so they're nowhere near the mountains of the Vale right now. They're still in the Vale. The mountains of the Vale sits right outside of the Vale. You have to pass through them if you're going by land. You have to pass through them and go up to the bloody gate. She was
Right,
still inside the Vale,
right. But
running
no one
around.
turned around and sent someone back to the Vale to say she's missing. See,
There's
this is
no
like
other.
society. The black girl go missing. Ain't nobody looking.
There's
A
no tents,
princess
there's
at
no
that.
houses, there's no village, there's nothing in this area that she potentially is in, okay, which is wilderness.
A princess at that now. She's still a princess.
In charge of the young kings. Like, what are
What?
we doing?
What?
Nanny to the young kings.
And she running out trying to find some dragon. What?
Because I've been made to feel inadequate by my father.
At this point, I
Nah.
feel like this is
You know what?
season 8 of Game of Thrones. Ooh,
Get it out, Jay.
I feel like we have been bamboozled with the GOTS season 8 writers. Cause what? Cause what?
I'm sorry. Tyrion met up with the mountain people back in Game of Thrones. There are people living in those mountains.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. How
Yeah.
structured, even King's Landing has the keep, which has groups of people that stays in that area right there before it gets out into Flea Bottom and all that. It's different levels to it, to any kingdom. We just not surrounded by the nothingness that is nothingness, that is nothingness. So you mean it's taking you days to get food because nobody near you is in within vicinity to get food? If I send my servant girl out to fetch some water, she ain't coming back for like 2 weeks. Is that what y'all trying to tell me? I'm trying to figure this out.
Wait.
And how many
Was it
camera
even
people
days?
did they send with her? Because it's just her. We CGI the dragon in later. How many camera people went on this trip with her?
But this is afraid and naked and afraid now. Poor girl on Naked and Afraid. But
Oh,
anywho, let's get into these last two episodes. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I don't know how y'all felt. I did enjoy episode 7. I did enjoy episode 7. Um Episode 8, I feel like as a season ender, I could have been left at episode 7. Episode 7 had a better ending for a season ender for me. That shot of Rhaenyra at the end with the 3 new dragons surrounding her. I mean, her dragon and 2 other riders surrounding her with their dragons. I feel like that was a better ending than this.
Yeah.
At least if y'all wanted to end this, y'all could have ended it with Rhaena catching Sheep Stealer or something like that.
riding Sheep Stealer.
Riding,
Or touching him on the snout.
touching him, some type of bond between them starting to form. Hell, her accidentally getting burnt would have been interesting too. Like,
Yet they gave us 5. I had to count them. They gave us 5 30 to 40 something second clips of her just running around. Just running. I'm like,
Well, she was drinking water at one tray. She wasn't running at one.
yeah, she was rehydrating.
She ran to the water and stopped.
it still involved running. She was using her legs. She was going across something.
Like she ran to the water, drank the water, but didn't bother to rinse off her face. She was like, girl, I ain't got time to refresh. I just need a drink.
Oh, Lord have
If
mercy.
you're too clean, you look like the sheep and you might get eaten.
She had to rub herself in the sheep suit. Like she came down the chimney.
Oh,
Speaking of sheep, apparently Caraxes like pork.
Hey. He ain't no Muslim. He like, hey, give me some of that swine.
Baby, it's a few black. It's a few. I see why Damon liked his little chocolate before. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some black dragons up in this thing. Okay,
Hey.
you like they be hiding over Spice Town. Low key. Vagar is black. That's a black grandma right there. That is definitely a black Baptist First Baptist Church grandma right there.
Because like, what do you want now? I'm laying down.
Oh my God. Why are you bothering me? Like, then you get me up for some action and then you want to run? Like, I can take all of them. Come on, let's go. Nah.
You want to shoot somebody in the pinky toe. That's how she You just gonna leave this sip of orange juice in here. Who just leave a swallow?
Oh my God.
I flew all the way here and we ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, young man, don't get me up again, young man. I'm not playing.
Just FYI, even for a dragon, it at least takes about an hour or two to get from King's Landing to Dragonstone on Dragonback. So you flew for a while just to go start some ish and then to turn around. Like,
brakes.
Vagar, let's do this. We here now. We here. Let's go. Oh no, not Vagar. Forget. Oh man, she's like, nah. I want the smoke. You can see, I want the smoke. I was like, oh wow.
It was either I want the smoke or she was like, hey, Vermithor, what up, baby?
Yo, I ain't seen you in forever. You come outside?
You out the caves? You got a rider now? You looking good.
Hey, my guy, you still owe me a few sheep. Hold up now.
Go. Okay. Hey, I'm home. It's Dragon Mount. I'm home. Let me go home.
I ain't been here in a while. Shoot. I ain't been here in a long time because they done moved me from here and took me to Essos. Then I'm back in King's Landing. I ain't got nowhere to actually lay down. This is my hot spot right here. I'm trying to get the little sauna on and stuff. And here you go, young man. You're interrupting things.
I got to fly back without any landing strip. No landing.
I ain't even get a midnight snack. I need a little snacky. You know how I do. I'm famished.
Now, why does Sea Smoke had to be the one missing? I needed to see all four.
I didn't like that. I thought Sea Smoke should have definitely been out there like, yo, what up?
See, Smoke said, I'm going back to Spice Town real quick. You know what I'm saying? I need a few more things. I need a few more seasons before I make this curry goat real quick on y'all.
Since Silverwing got to fly over King's Landing, we gonna fly over Spice Town.
Now here, okay, so y'all know we have our group chat, and we've been in the group chat, and I've been asking y'all or when it comes
Oh
to
God.
Vagar doing what Vagar
Yeah.
wants to do, and I keep saying or because y'all refuse to think like the dragon. I'm trying to tell y'all be acting like the dragon bond is this thing that can't be broken because the man is still alive and all that. I think dragon bond can be broken when the dragon decides to break their bond with the person. And I say this because these dragons clearly got a mind of their own on who they want to bond with, where they gonna take their rider on their first ride, how they gonna treat their rider on this ride, if they gonna survive or not, and also determine on whether or not your pain is causing me too much pain due to this bond, so I got to release you.
Well, that led me to let me ask this question then. Do you think
How you gonna ask a question without asking a question? Now,
yeah,
how
I
you
know. I love that. Right? You love that. Right? Yeah. You
It's the
love
most blackity stuff ever.
Do you think Silverwing flew to King's Landing on her own initiative, or did Ulf flew her there?
Well,
Oh,
I'll have to
can't
ride
even-
by the fellas.
Can't even fly, baby. He just on a wing and a prayer at this point right now. And yes, I do believe she took him there because it's been a while since she been back there. That's
But why
her
there?
That's her stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Queen Alicent's dragon. So that was
But her
Alicent.
babies are Dragonstone.
Her
Which
babies could
one?
be there, but you, as a mama, be wanting to go back to your own stomping grounds. That ain't got nothing to do with your children. Like y'all stay your little selves right over there. Mama
Well,
will be right back.
I don't know. I can make the argument that Dragonstone is more the stomping ground because when Queen Alicent and Jaehaerys died, that's the first place they immediately flew back to. They didn't stay at King's Landing in the Dragon Mount. Not Dragon Mount, Dragon Pit. They
Yes,
went
because
right back
that's
to
where they ain't been to. Now she been there. She like, well, shoot, let me go see the old hood again. Let me fly around the old hood. You the little homie from the old hood. Let me take you around the block. Show me what's new. Show me what's been now popping up over here. Oh, down in these
so Ulf is her ghetto tour guide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or she was sensing her rider's feelings. I want to see the hood too.
Yeah.
I want to show the fellas that I'm a true Targaryen and I got
but
me a
it
dragon.
wasn't like he pulled up on those suave stuff and we're like, look at my new Cadillac. That dude was being ridden. That dude was being ridden. He was
I don't know. Did you not see him drift Silverine around the curve? He went,
I seen Silverwing drift herself around the curve, and he'd be over there screaming and stuff, talking about woo, while barely hanging on. While barely hanging on.
I saw Ulf do the yo.
No, he was barely hanging on. He was looking like one of the people that be on the bull.
I saw him. He grabbed one hand. He put the one hand up. He's like, yo. What up,
Ain't no way, bro. That was his first roller coaster ride. He was just going along with the ride. Woo!
And he did very well. You know, when he did pull the rein to the left, and she went left.
Nah,
I noticed it. I saw
that was just a scare pull. Like, oh my God, she about to hit the wall.
But she still turned left.
But she know how to fly. She ain't stupid. She like, there's a wall there. It's the same way Vagar took. If you look at it, it's the same way Vagar took Aemon off on her own. Aemon ain't had no right. He ain't know what to do with that big old dragon. That dragon took him. It did what she wanted. The same way, I'm pretty sure the same way that we didn't get to see it, unfortunately, and we should have. Only we got to see Smoke walk up on up on Adam. We should have seen his takeoff and his ride off, but we didn't get that.
Or Hughes.
Yeah, we didn't get theirs. But you know, is that that's they thing.
And we don't get to see the train.
The dragons do their thing because at the same time, just like they say in the books, that thrice Alicent tried to take Silverwing over the wall. Silverwing refused to do it. These dragons have their mind of their own at the end of the day. They're doing the choosing, just like many people who believe that their cats and dogs are their pets. We humans are these dragons' pets. Look how smart we are to them. They like, child, y'all is really insignificant in our world.
I would say it's more of a sinuous relationship that you have to build with your dragon. and you have to build it because there's a reason why you have to train with them and get them to listen to certain commands and this and that and third. Because if we're going to really make this argument, then when Vagar was flying towards Dragonstone and Aemon tried to pull her away, she was ready for the smoke. She should have kept going and not listened to him, but she did.
But was she ready for the smoke? Y'all assume. Y'all
Yeah, I mean the way she was acting.
She was
Yes.
yelling out and
She was
She was
yelling
like,
out.
"Yo, what up?" Ah!
Big homie, I ain't seen both of my
Nah.
I ain't
She
seen
was ready for blood. She was like, "Yo, let's do this. You
She
done
was
got
probably
me
ready.
up.
Oh yeah, she ready because she done got up. That's why she
You
like
done got me
Negro.
up. Now it's time to go.
But
Let's
yes,
go."
if it was on first command, if it was his idea, first command when he said let's go, because he sat there and had to really pull on her like,
Yeah,
no, come on and stuff. It's gonna be the same way like your pet. If you got a pet, you know your pet chooses you, but they still follow your lead to
So
some
that's why I
degree.
said
To some degree.
it's a more of a seamless
But
relationship.
at the end of the day, the dragon is doing the choosing. So yes, you might have to bond with it, but if it don't like your bond, after a while, it might be like, you don't spend much time with me, big homie. I'm out.
I don't know. I think it's one of those things. You're right. If the dragon doesn't choose you, yeah, you can do whatever. If it doesn't choose you, it doesn't choose you. Even the dragons that are hatched in the crib with when they're babies and whatnot, even then, in most, there have been cases like this where there's only been one or two cases where a dragon has hatched in the crib with a Targaryen child, and it tried to bite that child or try to attack the baby or whatever, and they had to take the dragon away. This happened about once or twice in Targaryen history that has happened. But in most cases, they put the egg in the crib, and there's something magical in the blood that bonds it closer to that person. When you're doing this, you actually have to force that bond with a dragon. It is. I do think it's more on the dragon to choose who they want to ride them. But after that choice is made, it has to be a sinuous built relationship.
I mean,
It is.
that's common with anything. You can't just sit there and make a bond with something and be like, well, I'm not going to nurture it and go on about your business and think it's still going to be a bond.
But are we forgetting the blood magic that was done in the
No,
past?
I haven't forgot about that at all.
No, that's a part of it. Whatever
the
Valerians did to bond their dragons to them, and there's been some detailed reports how it happened, but whatever they did is clearly passed down through the bloodlines. That's why they try to keep the bloodline pure. It is for a reason. It ain't just for arbitrary reasons. But whatever their ancestors did, it partially made them part dragon to a certain extent.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It made them part dragon. So there is something there. And as long as you have that blood going through your veins, you do have a chance. It ain't 100%, but you got a chance that a dragon, as you say, Jay, may choose you.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a bit of that choosing. But I do think after the choosing is made, especially depending on your will as a writer, they're going to listen to you 80 to 90% of the time.
Or is it that Vermithor knew that angry meat ain't as sweet? Fear tastes sweeter.
I mean, because I would make the argument, even going back already to episode 4, Maylees was clearly hurt. Maylees was clearly like, hey, baby girl, I think we need to bug out. But Rhaenys is like, hey,
strap up.
Last ride, let's go. Strap up, let's go. All right, bet. Because if Bailey's really wanted to, she could have just flown away.
Again, like I said, I already made that statement though, Trey. It's like the same form that if you have a dog, if you ever had dogs, you would know.
Yeah.
The dog definitely choose you, but it's still going to be listening to your command to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Because if you got some dogs, you just know that, I got to tell you about 3 or 4 times.
I just think it really depends on the circumstance and what's happening. Is going to depend on how these things play out, especially with these dragons. But yes, these dragons, any creature definitely has its own personality and whatnot. But there is something of bonding that dragon to you. or when that dragon chooses you as the bond. They're gonna ride with you. Some of them gonna be more willful than others.
Because well, El Cid has already highlighted that thing. That's the blood magic of it all.
Yep.
Anytime you make a blood oath with somebody or that kind of bonding with somebody, there's a tie and in regards to it and stuff like that when you believe in spells and magic like that. So there's been debts paid that yes, if this dragon decides to choose me, I have to at the same time train myself to be able to train my dragon.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing as we get through in this episode. They say roundabout is now we have to teach them the simple commands and how to fly the dragon, how to control their dragon or whatnot. Otherwise, like any other thing in your life, if you don't learn how to control it, it's going to control you.
And I wish they would give us more of that instead of the stuff they've been giving us. Show me the training scenes, because I don't care if it's just, to me that'd be even more interesting.
Well, the tenured professors have left.
And that's the other problem. That is the other.
It was kind of weird too that they never picked that back up. That if they came back, what was the issue? Did they, did they completely leave?
I don't think they're coming back
on their own or whatever. Because it's like, yes, they didn't agree with, and let's talk about that at this point too. But they didn't agree with this organization of bringing in all of these bastard Targaryens into the thing and giving them free range at the dragons. And I respect them. It's like we take this honor real serious, stuff like that. Because of all the times we ever seen the dragon bonding, it's always been few to one at a time. You know what I'm saying? So we seen with the kids they were all in there, but literally it's which one of you is about to go up to try to bond with this dragon. There's no doubt about it. You're making a mockery, throwing all of these people up in there. At one time, not one of them have gone through any training, any responsibility training, any safety training, any on the job training.
They don't know how to sing the hymns.
Right. You don't know nothing at all. Then, you just gonna storm all in there. Like, come on.
And then you put the biggest dragon you have as the first contender. What happens if he done roasted someone who could have bonded with another dragon?
Yeah. Yep. That was my only criticism about. I liked what I saw. It was interesting. I did like it. My only criticism about it was I understood for their time and budgeting they had to just do it at one time. But even in the books, this was done over a course of weeks, and they did like a few or a group at a time, or maybe one or two at a time, because people had to come up and try to, hey, let me try this, that, and third. To Elsa, what Elsa just said. You throw in this big group of people, you could have had someone that could have maybe bonded with another dragon that you might have had. Now you just lost that opportunity. But what was interesting to me, and they're kind of playing into this, they not only are they playing into it, I thought it was a little too heavy-handed and a bit of a red herring that they're doing this. The dragon keepers specifically said that their main, it's the same thing that Jason was saying. Their main reason for disliking the idea is because you got all these lowborn up in here. They didn't. The way they explained it was very interesting. They were very subtle about it. They basically told her exactly what Jason was hinting to and exactly what you're seeing before your eyes. You don't know who these people are. You don't know their lineage. You don't know their loyalty at all. When we're bonding these dragons to people, even though we're in the situation that we are, this is still a small set of people. It is still very much controlled. Once you start giving everybody these dragons, and this is keep it real, we're talking about in their time nuclear weapons that you're giving people. Like, this is serious. This is dangerous. You're just giving it to these people and expecting them to follow you. Why? And after you give them a taste of power, what do you think is going to happen?
Can I get more of them birds? More wine, them little birds. That's what's going to happen.
And there's the red herring. And there's the red herring. They're going so hard on oath that, oh my God, he's going to be the problem. That even if I didn't know what I knew, me just watching the show, if I didn't know anything, me watching the show, I was like, you know what? They're focusing way too much on him. Nah, I'd be worried about the other guy.
Quiet one.
Yes, I'd be worried about the other guy. To me, and that's anything I watch.
Especially since you're running up on Ulf in front of him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
especially when you tell Ulf about his bastard self. You're talking to Hugh too.
Yeah.
You're talking to Adam too.
But that's reality of life, though.
Yeah.
People focus on the loudmouth one. They don't pay attention to the quiet one. They don't read the room on who all they're talking to or whatever. And fun fact, you're talking about yourself too, you little bastard.
And that's why he's mad. That's the funny thing about it, right?
Your mama was married. Just because your mama was married don't mean you still ain't a bastard.
Hey, as she said, as Bill said, that does not make me common.
But okay, so hold on.
I love that.
Hold on before we jump out of context, because I want to still stay in this moment of being down here in the dragon pit. Okay, El said, Trey, I got some of your dislikes and likes about that scene. El said, what are your likes and dislikes about that whole setup?
Which one?
The dragon scene. The
dragon scene, the sowing of the seas.
Sowing of the seas down in the pits.
It was no organization. It was no way. You know, it's like she couldn't even command the dragons herself. They knew her. They knew she was a dragon rider. He could probably, smell her dragon on her. That's why she didn't get burnt a bit to the crisp. But it was too disorganized. Everybody on the same platform. Everybody could have been burnt to a crisp. I mean, I like the thing that Ulf, traipsed through and, stumbled upon his dragon. I mean, the actor is a comedic actor. So that's the kind of scene he would do. But if he didn't fall down, he would have been roasted like everybody else. And then Silverwind wouldn't have a rider. It was just too disjointed, too disorganized. And it's like all these people got burned to a crisp. I mean, he could have picked Hugh and still roasted some people. It could have been single file. You try. And then it may go two at a time. And then he may smell Hugh and decide, okay. But for dramatic effect, this was the best way to do it.
I think, personally, I like this setup. And I'm going to tell you why I like this setup. Because it sets Rhaenyra up in a space where she's now dark and evil. You lock these people in this place like this, knowing what can happen. They don't have no clue of what can happen, but you pretty much know what can happen. You sit on top and you watch it. This is a good setup too, because now 2 survivors have watched you and know what you have done. This is a good setup for why I'm not effing with you, because you are definitely at the end of the day still ruthless and heartless little wench for whatever it is that you want out of life. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. If I was Hugh, that'd be some stuff like, man, you done left me in here to die, and now I got the biggest dragon heifer.
That's why he asked what we got to do. He knew the feast was for something. Mm-hmm. He wasn't gouging. He said, "What do we have to do?"
Yeah, and then here's a second setup to this whole thing too. I like it's a catch-22 in her behalf, because yes, if somebody survived, they can remember how you set this up. However, potentially nobody survives. You don't have nobody to run out. You don't have people to just dip on you, because, we might not have enough guards to watch everybody before they dip out when knowing that people are dying, to tell this story of what's happening. So nobody will keep coming. So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But however, you did. So now these people got just cause to come up.
She didn't even feed them or give them a drink.
Before, yeah, it was immediate, like, hey, let's do it. Just do it.
And then imagine Ulf and Hugh hearing about how Adam got his.
Chased down in the streets. They couldn't get chased down in the streets.
So you can just let the dragon out and he find me.
Since you're here, I'm not going to waste the food or the wine on you, because some of y'all ain't going to live. So let's go over here.
That's true. That's very true. Listen, we at war. We got to save this food up. What you talking about? Nah, we got to get
We
to
feeding the
it.
dragons at the same time. We feeding the dragons at the same time.
Yeah, the only thing that would Jay, you actually pushing the button on to something, and it does play a part. The only thing that halfway saves that scene, they specifically added. She did say, "What you are about to attempt to do is dangerous, and it could cost you your life to tame a dragon." So
But it was still
don't
the
make
vote.
so
Like,
don't
do you
make
still
this choice.
in? Are you still? Do you still want to do it? You know, you might die, but if you still want to do it, it's on you. Sign here. Sign your waiver, please.
Ain't no waivers. It's just like, come on,
You
let's
gonna
go.
die.
Don't
There's
die.
no DNAs, no waiver, no NDAs, no waivers, no nothing. Like you, if you survive this, do not open your mouth, do not turn on me, do this. Like you didn't even lie to them and say, hey, if you ever turn on me, the dragon's gonna turn on you. I'd have put that fear on because they don't even know. They don't what they know.
Yeah, they don't know the connection and what it does. But how many people are still running around in the caves right now?
There's about 3-4 more people.
They got
In
roasted
there
up.
tearing up. That's why ain't no more eggs because they was in there tearing up the eggs when they found them. Goddamn dragon better not be born.
Oh my god, it was such a free for all.
That girl got away. The girl that Hugh saved, she was running around there. So unless Silverwing that ate her on some pickup or something, I don't know.
Man, look, I can almost guarantee
The
you might not
cannibal's
see
still down there, though. The cannibal's still down there.
Yeah,
So,
you might not see. Are we going to get to see the cannibal at all?
We're
well,
supposed
we got
to.
2 more seasons, so
But he's riderless.
he's
I
riderless.
know.
We might see
That's why I asked. Are we going
that's
to
what I
even
said.
get?
We might see a hot flash of him, and that's it. He come
better-
out and roar. He roar and then
He better
fly off.
breathe. He better breathe green fire. That's all I asked for. Let him breathe green fire.
Or he
That's
may come out and roar, and Vega will turn on her own.
Nope. You want some of this, old man? No.
None of that, cause that dragon crazy.
That's dragon fire? Is that dragon fire?
I ain't going in that cave. You can forget that.
Nah. All of y'all fireballs been red. His is green. Nah, he got something over there. Halitosis or something.
Something is happening over here.
He got some old disease. That's old dragon disease right there.
So you got that bad. He got a melatosis in the teeth.
He got that halitosis bad, baby.
Something bad going on. I don't know what it is.
That thing,
It's all them. So eating all them dragon eggs and younglings.
He just mad.
Shit, and Vagar might be triggered. She'd be like, I nearly escaped him.
Back in the day.
Hey, I remember that little bastard. I nearly escaped him.
He ate my younglings.
Yeah, that's why I got big now, because I'd be damned.
You know, I wanted to bring something up. The way they got Jace acting is so interesting to me. Because
the pout.
Yeah, it's I get why, but it's a little weird.
Smoldering pout too. He like Donald Trump with pout.
To me, what is it? Like, bro, stop it. You just look crazy when you do it. What is interesting to me is, I don't know, for some odd reason, and I'm trying to decide, I'm trying to be honest and decide for myself, is it because so far I feel like this actor has read the books because he is acting just like Jace is supposed to, except for in these little scenes that's so different from the character that's supposed to be portrayed. It's almost like, well, this is weird. Even the way he's acting it's so weird.
But you're answering your own thing right there. If he has read the books, he knows that most of this is supposed to be supposed to be from him anyway. However, it's now changed. So that's going to always warp how I see this character.
Yeah, they made it both their idea
to what it is now. And he might be torn between the two, trying to figure out how do I still hold this frame that I have already from reading and play this person who is a little bit more dormant in the situation.
But he's no longer the center of attention.
That's why he's funny.
That and we'll get to that later when Baylor tells them, like, bro, you still the crown prince. You gotta act like it. That's all you gotta
Baylor's
do.
been everybody's motivational speaker. She is, black girl magic all over the place. She just been winning. She's been keeping everybody up in there. She is team leader, team captain, team cheerleader, all of that. Like, she got to run to everybody like, pep it up, my guy. All these men, she's real, like, hey, she really out here. She like, men is getting, y'all all some weak. She
From
said,
granddaddy,
woman,
from
y'all,
grandsire, you do what you got to do.
Off
So
the
now quit
ass.
counting.
I'm tired of all you weak men. That's what she like.
Crying over everything. Jesus Christ, bro. Get up. Get up. Oh my God. Why you
And
crying?
you're supposed to be my husband?
Yeah, get up,
She Damon's daughter. She don't do emotions. She like, what is this? and Lena's daughter, Lena like, shoot, Lena got one wrong kick in the womb. She like, oh no, take me out, Vagar. Take me out. No, don't do that.
They ain't about to cut me. They ain't about to cut me. No. I'm going out dragon flame, baby.
Right. She is every bit of her mama and her daddy mixed together. She is a perfect blend of the two. I swear, if anybody playing that character,
yes,
the T, she is playing it out of hers.
To a T.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know who her sister is.
Yeah, that's just.
I'm sorry.
Nah, I'm not. I'm sorry.
I
I want to like her so bad, but I can't. I'm sorry. Sorry.
That's because they're writing her in a non-likable way, though. That's the sad part about it.
And they're trying to smash two characters together that don't. They conflate. They don't match.
Yeah.
They split that character into Miss Rivers as well.
Yeah, it don't match.
Well, the River side of it matches to a point. If we go into the Weirwood Dreams and the Alice Rivers of it all, that part
match.
That part works. But her part, run around the veil, Considering she was burnt almost twice, she almost died twice. Why are you going after this wild dragon when you couldn't even get one that was tamed before? You're not a wild girl. Yeah.
The 5 most useless scenes.
It's weird because I'm wondering where they're stopping this series, because if we continue down the books, her dragon is technically the last one living. Yeah, so it's going to make weird when Chief Stiller is possibly still out there, but not there. So it gets to the weird space where we get to spoiler alerts. Okay, for those that don't know, when we start getting further into the series where we have the new king in place and his fear of her dragon. Yeah, so it's like, how are we gonna work this? So I'm wondering where they're cutting this off. They must gonna cut it off somewhere before we get all the way there.
They'll stop. Well, I can almost, what I've been knowing, I know exactly where they're probably going to stop at. They're going to stop right when 2 characters are crowned.
That's what I'm figuring too.
Because it has to be after Craig and Stark got to come back. That character has to come back and bring order to King's Landing. That's about the last few episodes. That's going to be happening.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, where are y'all stopping this story? Because with you matching up these characters like this, it kind of starts changing things that happen down the succession of things. Like
with all the events that need to happen, because clearly we're not going to see what happens after that coronation that Cregan is going to do.
And it also changes what's going to potentially happen in season, which I thought, here's this too, I thought we were going to get at least a ship.
Yeah,
and
the battle.
And that at the end of this, so I thought we might at least get that to start to go into the next something. I'm like, we really didn't get anything. Y'all just gave us.
If I was writing, I would have ended with Rhaenyra on the throne, sitting there.
I would have liked to end it there too, but that's a big jump because there was
a lot. The whole 3rd season. Actually, no.
No, it's not.
I'm with Elsa. on this. This could easily have been a 10-episode season, like it should have been. Everything that we saw up until this point could have been 2 episodes forward. They dragged a lot of this out, especially with the Damon and the dreams, and they dragged a lot of it out. Just dragged it, especially when you look back on it for no reason. You dragging it now. Everything could have been 1 or 2 episodes beforehand. You still could have got the battle of the gullet. We still could have got the battle between the Lannisters and the Winter Wolves and the Rivermen when they ambushed the behinds. Because they that's what we ended with. They were setting that up. That's what we ended with. They're setting that battle up.
Right, but I could have waited, Trey, for that too.
Yeah. But
because
either way,
she didn't necessarily have to. If I was doing it, I would have still left the gullet for the next season. She could have had that. Yeah, do it out of order.
But it's still doing it.
Right. She could have met with Alicent. Same thing, Aegon escaped. And the thing is, Rhaenyra could have arrived in King's Landing, kicking the door a little bit, because, everybody don't know the agreement. Kicking the door a little bit, you would have gotten Daemon's people marching onto King's Landing, and you could have had him kick in the door for her, and she just go sit on the Iron Throne, ain't nobody even in the throne room. And you could have closed it. Or just him in the throne room with her. Because at that point, she still wouldn't know Aegon's gone. She still wouldn't have known that Alicent double-crossed her, or she doesn't know Aegon's gone. But you could have all those coming up in the 3rd season.
The problem is, if you jump over the end, first of all, I didn't like that conversation at all. Well, let me stop. I enjoyed their conversation.
Don't go into that conversation because we're going to get there to talk about
that's a whole thing.
Her Alicent's one whole 180. So
that's the whole thing.
We got to talk about that whole thing all together. But go ahead, say what you were saying.
Oh, but before that even happens, either way, one way or the other, Aemon has to leave King's Landing first before even that plan even happens. So that battle with the Riverlands has to happen first. That's the first thing that has to happen. That's what got to pull him.
Had that something.
We could have had that.
But that's what I'm saying. There was a few things that need to happen prior to her getting on.
Right. One battle would have sufficed.
That would have been episode.
We can have her venturing to there while we have that battle going on, because technically that's how that's happening anyway. So
I would have had the seeding during episode 6. That battle would have happened episode 7 or 8 for me. And then we still would have had time for 2 episodes to do what you want to do. If you want to take King's Landing and have that process start, this and that, third, whatever. Because at that time, Aemon would have been pulled away. Yep. We could have finally have the death of Cole, because that got to happen too. So he ready to go. He ready to die. So let's get him up out of here.
Yeah.
So yes, it could have been at least 3 events.
Like you said, we could have had that battle going on where we about to exterminate Cole. That could be going on. This could be all the final scenes. This literally could be the whole transition.
I think we've exterminated Cole with some moon tea already.
No, those are little Coles.
That's Cole line. Yeah, that's his line.
Coles. Okay, that's what those are. But no,
Coles,
could have been, having a last bottle with him going on in the background. Vhagar, have dragon shot of Vhagar heading to Dragonstone. Have dragon shots of Rhaenyra heading to King's Landing. Have a shot of Aegon like they did leaving in the trailer. If y'all want to keep the High Tower up in there, Daddy High Tower up in there, fine. Keep them up in there if you must, or whatever and stuff like that. Alicent has returned back to the thing only to find that her child is missing or whatever. So let me hurry up and try to get my other child up out of here and stuff like that. Very final shot is just a dragon's eye view of King's Landing.
That'll work.
That could have worked right there. Because that'd have left us all in a good suspense like we used to. That's what we used to. I used to hate the season endings because I was like, it's not even I'm waiting for next week. I'm waiting for next year, 2 years. Like I'm on like edge, ready for it to go, and I just don't feel nothing right now. I'm just like, okay.
It's setting it up for all the things they're going to cram together in 2 seasons with
And
8
that's too
episodes
much.
each.
And that's too much.
Yeah, they don't need to.
Too
They don't
much.
need to do that. HBO. I don't know if it's them with this budget or whatever the case may be. If they're trying to push too many of these spinoffs at once or whatever. But I feel like if y'all would have just focused on this, because this actually had the numbers and was reviving Got where Got left off. You gave Got 7 wonderful seasons. Okay, 7 wonderful seasons. I know there's 8, so don't argue with me in the chat.
6 really. 6 really. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. 6.5 great seasons.
Yeah. I give you the half. Because after it went, it was like, okay, where we going? What's going on here?
Okay, we
It was
had
still
that
good.
beautiful,
Season 7 was like,
beautiful thing. We know where this story is going to end. Let's just play it out. Let's just give them the budget that they need to do what they got to do, because this is the best thing that has happened since God, because we wanted to see more dragons any freaking way. So when you finish with season 1 and you're like, oh yes, it's going to be 17 dragons and all this stuff like that. We're like, yes, we're expecting all this. Well, we got 3.5.
basically. They're selling us.
You got to see a lot of eggs.
Stop it, Elsie.
We got a lot of eggs and God too. So
Stop it. Stop.
More, right?
No eggs.
I'm just like, I don't know if it was the panorama. I don't know if it was the strike. What all make these changes all occur while we're going like this? Now we're getting the 4th season, because before, imagine this though. Before it was just gonna be in 3. So you was gonna try to cram us down with a whole bunch of what? So imagine the people that has never read the books, don't know the actual story. They were just gonna be like lost in everything.
I just don't like that there's a different writer for every single episode. Well, I think that's
politics. That's politics.
That's episodic shows, though, if you really pay attention.
That's how I know whose voice it is coming from.
I do like when they come back to certain directors, though, for certain things, because you get some of the best things, like Battle of the Bastards, and I'm gonna forget the other one right now.
But that's a combination of a certain writer and director.
Yeah, but a lot of times it's just those two was directed by the same. I don't think they were written by the same people, but they were directed by the same director, and he did some of these seasons too. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. Need to get that man just.
In this show, if you can get somehow on a deal the same team of writers, or at least the same group of writers throughout all your seasons with directors, you're going to have a better symmetry of the show. It's going to flow better. It's going to be written better. It just is.
The problem is with it and stuff like that. When you in that space, the directors, the writers, they all have schedules of things that they're working on in different projects. So it's all based around their schedules and all that stuff. So sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you get that back to back where they can do a couple or whatever, and then you got them other times where it's like, oh, well, this is what we got here, or they do pitching wars.
Yep.
They pitch which one they think is going to be the best one out of it that fits the budget, yada yada yada. So then we get on this.
Speaking of pitching in a different kind of way, why y'all had to pitch Mr. Lannister into all that mud, knowing he liked to be clean and in his gold and Bergen investments?
Not Team Realicent.
Wow.
That's gonna make the Grey Worm jealous. Don't get her mad now. Now, what you say? Who we got in the mud? I'm sorry,
Thailand. Tywin, Ty-In, Ty-Lin.
I already knew where that was going once I seen how it was going. I was just not sure when it got to the point where it was like, no, I want you to do my wives, but I was already seeing, oh, we must see if you are worthy of fathering my children.
Yes,
because a whole bunch of Lannister bastards running around now.
Yep, it came down
golden
to
hair.
Oh, you wanna shoot someone in the pinky toe. That's what it gave me.
Muddy golden hair.
Right.
Ooh.
He didn't say no. Know. He said, how many do I have to take care of?
You have a number. There's a bunch of them. I don't know if it was meant to be an Easter egg, but the guy when Tylen was talking to the three
Uh-huh.
Tyroshi,
It was
the
meant to be
guy
an Easter
on the
egg.
end, I feel like
All
was
three.
another Targaryen bastard, one of Cyril's three sons.
Yes.
I feel like it.
Yes. Now, is he Targaryen or is he Valerian?
No, I think it's one of Sarah's three sons, Sarah Targaryen.
Gotcha.
Since they're trying to make Hugh Sarah's
And Sarah did go over in that direction.
Bezos, and started working in the pleasure house. I mean, and
Became a
actually,
madam.
yeah, and have her own pleasure house.
Right.
Well known one over there. So actually, in Tyrosh, in Tyrosh and Lease. So
Could
could
be.
be because I thought it was real interesting. They were purposely letting his little hairs poke out of his little turban, and they were silver blonde. I was like, they did that on purpose. Why?
Because the
Why?
dragon seeds were being spread all over the country.
All over the world.
Right.
All over the world. Yeah, that whole thing with Thailand was pretty funny. He made a terrible deal, though. He
Yeah,
made a
he did.
terrible deal.
He had
Oh
no
my God.
choice. He
No
already
choice.
said he told you he had no choice.
Well, that was a slight change that they made from the books. It was the same deal, but the taxes were first of all, Otto was the one who made the deal in the books.
Yeah, but Otto tied
And
up.
I know, right? So they changed it to Thailand. But also the taxes deal, the main thing by deal, the stepstones goes back to Tyrosh.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a tax that is ensued, but the tax goes to Westeros. That was the original deal in the books. Because Otto knew, was like, you know what? It's just some rocks. We don't really care about it. But I give you back the rocks, but y'all just pay a simple tax coming through there. But now they switched it. Now Tyrosh gets the tax.
Yeah,
It's
but we
still
also know that there, this particular minister is not as smart or wise as the High Tower, and so
Or vocal.
yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, his voice has been stripped from him in court several times, so there's that. But he doesn't have the power that
but
Otto
I guess
has to make the deal that he wants to make or whatever and stuff like that. This whole scene is set up to let you know that one, you're coming to me in desperation, so anything I throw at you, you're gonna go with, and two, it is to show like at the same time I have to make whatever deal because I need these people. However, I already know the wrath of the person I'm dealing with, so they're going to still be pissed. I'm in a lose-lose situation as I am. The best bet for me to do is make this deal with these people because maybe I can hide out. And if I father this woman's baby, she might not be a praying mantis and throw me to.
No, her wives' babies.
Yeah, that's what I say. They're her baby mamas. Did I say her baby mamas? That's what I said, right?
You said her babies.
Oh, I thought I said baby mamas.
Her
Okay.
why? Her why?
Yeah, if I impregnate her baby mamas.
I just thought it was an interesting change, and it made me think forward how this is going to affect. And I was like, ooh, which I think the Tyroshian knows this. This is why they went for that deal, whatever. But the deal that was made here is not a deal any side can keep up. Because when Rhaenyra takes the throne, you ain't gonna honor that. What you mean?
Nope.
And there's no way, even if she loses the throne, there's no way the Greens can enforce that deal and keep it up themselves. So either way, it's empty promises. Really, 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 this is about revenge for the Tyroshi against the House Valerian fleet from
Yeah,
losing
So
the
here,
stepstones in the first place.
at the end of the day, and I'll let you go, Elsie. At the end of the day, for them, the deal doesn't even matter because if I can get you guys fighting and kill off your dragons, I can easily take over y'all.
That's what they really want.
Uh-huh.
They do want the Seven Kingdoms to have this civil war.
Yeah.
Jack
So I'm
trying
just
to
gonna
find,
sit here and make a deal with you for anything. You desperate. What you was gonna
but
say,
that's
El?
it's been a
the
power.
biggest question: who's got Otto?
The Breezeberries.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's Breezeberries.
Because you got to pass through there to get to Highgarden.
Yep, and they already killed 2 of their lords. Yeah.
Even though Otto wasn't around for that.
Yeah, neither one actually.
Mm-mm. But he wasn't around. But I think it's them as well. But at first I thought maybe the Trident had him because you went to negotiate and it failed.
Mm-hmm.
I almost thought they would do that, but they were like, no, they wouldn't do that.
They would hold him hostage and see who else coming. But since he wasn't on the ship when Lannister was on the ship, I would have thought they would have brought him in.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I would say yes, I would hold him hostage. The only reason why I would say no in this sense was because Otto is way too good of a negotiator for that to happen. But at least for them,
I was about to say
with House
clearly not,
Breezeberry, House Breezeberry is a different. It's a different thing here. That's a whole different situation. You know, and like you, it's almost like it's one thing with dealing with people that's in your own backyard, and another with dealing with someone else down the street. You might can have more of a conversation with the person down the street versus the one that sees you every day, knows you, and probably don't even trust you. That's going to be a lot harder to deal with than the person that's over here. You might can say, you know what? How about we make this deal? You did this, blah blah blah. Okay, boom.
You know, would have been a crazy change if they wanted to change something else. Is when Tywin came and talked to him, and they were like, "Yo, we still waiting on the deal for Otto. Like, could come through. Like, Otto had already been with him, had tried to talk to him, but Otto over here hostage. He held up somewhere.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been
interesting.
like crazy. Like, why are you here? Because we
you the second messenger rolling through. We still waiting on the first.
That would have been interesting.
That'd have been some crazy mess. That'd have been something sweet. If they want to change some stuff up, make it real spicy. Like, let's go.
That would have been very interesting.
Because that would have gave the triarchy, like, oh, they ain't even got it together in their own camp. Like, what? Okay, we about to start. All right. We about to mess some stuff up. Because, at the end of the day, it is going to be the small folk who get the ball really moving. So it's just like, oh, that'd have been a nice little setup or whatnot. But yeah, there's that.
Oh,
and of course, nobody's talking to the Greyjoys.
Nobody wants to.
You can't trust them at all.
I don't think they were a powerhouse at the time.
They weren't really like that. They were in their own.
They were.
They were in GOT, but they were a powerhouse though.
No, here during this time, they actually were more than even in GOT. Here, they were a powerhouse. You just literally can't trust them.
They didn't. Nobody wanted to mess with them.
Like,
because they were just like they were like the Dothrakis of this area.
You can't trust them. You just like You could try to.
They're gonna pillage and ravage.
Well, because they were led by a teenager.
Yeah, yes, he was very young, he's very ambitious and stuff. It's one of those situations, you know what? The Greens couldn't deal or trust with him, but Rhaenyra side might have been different. Jace could have probably made a deal with him.
No, but it would have been interesting to watch these teams because basically you would have Teen Ironborn, Teen Green, Teen Black, because between Jace, Aemon, and all of them, they're basically all technically in their teens. We'll give them early 20s because of visionary purposes. Okay. But technically they were all in their teens at the time of the dance. That would have been an interesting battle of hot tempers, short brain people. And I'll say that to the teens out there in the world right now, because if y'all sensitive, I know y'all gonna be over here in these comments. However, I'm just saying, as a person who once was a teen, and we thought we knew it all.
Everything. Invincible.
Baby. Out here, we're surprised we lasted this long. Okay. Blessings to you if you do.
Say it with your chest.
Right.
I'll back it up. Listen to Auntie J. She know what she's talking about. You
Look,
don't know
now,
now.
I know what I'm talking about now. But back then, I knew of what I could be talking about. I was on the wing and the prayer myself back then, child. Listen, that's why Amon be having to listen to Vagar a little bit. Because Vagar like, I know what I'm doing, all right? Shoot. And Dragon years, I'm like 30, child. Listen.
Not dragon years.
You know, they live a lot longer, so she really like 30.
Not dragon years.
Speaking of advice, are we getting the Heron Hall yet?
Yes, Damon. I was about to go there. We got to talk about Damon.
Damon
Episode 7 specifically.
Or Colin Strong.
That little snitch, but he should have them.
First of all,
he should have did it episodes ago.
Hold up.
Episodes ago.
Please do not give the best dressed around the snitch award, okay?
I'm with him, but he should have did it episodes ago.
Baby, he was trying to figure out what acid Damon is on, because every time we look at Damon, he like, baby, are you sleeping? What you eating? He's like, oh, come on, get it together. That he like shit. I don't know what's happening. So finally, when he needed to overhear, he like, no, I heard this for sure. Let me tell Ray. Let me go tell Ray. Let me go tell Ray what's going on.
It don't take 6 episodes of this dude tripping, saying, "Oh, I'm about to raise the army for myself. Call me king. I'm the king. You know what this is? He should have been sent that Raven. Should have been sent.
Every time he tries to send a Raven, the Caraxes outside talking about.
Whatever. Nah.
Caraxes out there with a bucket of KFC on the little ravens that he keeps sending.
But Caraxes missed his last Raven.
He's trying to send the Raven. And then he needed Alice to send that owl. He needed Alice to send that owl because that owl pops in and out.
He missed it. He missed a tray because he got some pigs.
Nah.
The
pigs came after the message was sent.
No, they finally got the pigs in, and so Caraxes was distracted. Okay.
Nah.
Caraxes had his bags packed, ready to go. He was unpacking because Damon said we ain't leaving anymore.
Y'all wonder why none of the Ravens made it to Damon in the first place. Caraxes got his 20-piece hot wing special on DoorDash delivery every time a Raven was sent. He over there just like, ooh, hot wing.
Oh my God.
Damon said he don't want no Ravens. It was hard for them to get out. Okay, the Ravens like, I ain't going out there. I seen the homie go out there one time. I ain't seen him come back.
They sent an owl this time.
Not an owl.
That message didn't come by Raven. That went by Fox and everything else, and then it got to a Raven. Like,
I'll say this. And specifically episode 7. I think it was all of 7, maybe a bit of 6. Yeah, 6 and 7. Those things that Damon had with his brother were the best.
Yes.
And the most effective.
Can we give a shout out to Patty Costa's team for sitting there and being the one? Because we know that the actors have been writing a little bit of the script themselves during the thing, but I give him mad kudos for suggesting let's do it with the makeup of my actual last drip. Like, I love that because that made it the impact of it a lot more stronger. Because that Damon never seen him in that condition,
right?
Like that bad. He never seen him that bad in that condition. So to be able to,
at the dinner he was bad.
That was the final condition of him. Like that look that he had.
Oh, right, you mean through the years?
Huh?
Yeah, no, the very last one.
No, the very last one that he handed him the crown and all that stuff. That was his very last condition. He never seen him that bad. He seen him bad, but not like that. Not without. I don't know.
He took the mask off during dinner.
He had the mask off during the thing, but I'm just saying, like, literally sit there that close up on your brother.
Oh, just to see it. Yeah.
Really see it. You has never sat with him like that. He's helped him up to the stairs. He did all of that part of him and stuff like that.
He was in the bedroom with him, but yeah, he still had a little thing covering his face.
See him in the full conditions that he was actually in. See him hurt over the loss of his wife. To actually see them in those very vulnerable states. See him actually hurt by Damon. Because Damon's vision of everything that has gone on has been very one-sided and narrow-minded. to like he's not that hurt. He's just mad right now. It's nothing. And he just going through something. That's all Damon's thought. To see how much he actually disappointed his brother by saying that, making that comment in the streets. How his brother really was considering giving him the position up until that very point of that betrayal. Because it's like, to be honest with you, that is a betrayal for him. They've never experienced that as brothers out loud. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was always, we like this. This is us. And you go in the streets and you make this comment while I'm grieving.
Yeah. It was a powerful scene. But all of them. Every last one of them. And those were the scenes that forced Damon to really look at himself.
We could have had one whole episode of just Damon, though. They could have did all that in one episode. I wouldn't even been mad at it.
All of this. All of the dreams. Could have been one. Just one. But that's either here or there. But then they gave what they gave us is what we got to deal with. So it is what it is. But yes, the most effective.
All the real tree. You're ready. You're ready, Damon.
Start hacking away at that tree in boredom.
Well, before we get there, I like it. Well, I liked it because I knew what it was as soon as I saw it. And then I went, people ain't gonna appreciate this because they ain't gonna know what the heck that is.
Right.
You know, but at least for me, I was like, yes. Now this is how you drop a little Easter egg and really let show appreciation to the fans that read this stuff and give them a little something.
Yep.
Antler Man. I went, now, I was like, I had to stop it, rewind, pause it, stop it, play it again. I was like, yes, thank you.
Since we own the whole Damon thing, and though they could have gave it to us in one episode, I do feel like when they stretched it out and we finally got to Lord Tully, Oscar Tully, with his big boy chest on.
Oscar.
That's what I'm saying, with his big boy chest on.
Big Oscar. For now, we're going to call him Big Oscar.
Big O.
He's Big Oscar
Big
from here on out. Whenever we see him,
all right.
He's Big O. He is Big O from now on. That's his name. When we see him, we call him Big O.
My guy's balls drop. Like he like say what? I like, oh my God, when I say the swag of him when he walked up to Damon, he was like, so you need my army or nah? You need me or nah? What we doing? Because if you do,
shut up and let me talk.
Let me handle this. I know how to handle this.
Let me handle my people.
Yeah, I got this. Yes, I preach. I Prince Regent. He even called him King. Prince Regent. Oh shit! Ooh, nigga. Damn.
I don't like him. Like you, I don't like him.
Yeah,
but this is what we got.
They still say King, Prince, Consort.
Whatever you are.
Whatever you want to name yourself, Your Grace.
Don't matter.
It don't matter.
Don't matter. Whatever you want to name yourself, Your Grace.
But we keep our O's. We keep our O's. And I did feel, well, not too much. I felt a smidget of bad for Blackwood. Because, damn, boy, you served yourself.
Oscar said it's only one rule around here. I'm going to need you to swing that sword, my guy. Swing the sword.
Clean up your. They thought he meant for Blackwood to denounce what he did, but no. It's for Damon to denounce what he did and clean it up by clearly.
And that was the only reason why I knew it had to be done. It is what it is. He did do the crime because it was a crime. The only problem is, and everybody knew this, the only reason why Blackwood even did it was because Damon told him to.
No. Yeah, but he told him he let off his wrath, but he did not tell him how. Again, Wasn't clear instructions.
It's not just that too.
It
And
was clear
Oscar said
enough,
it,
hell.
no, but Oscar said it plain and short and clear. You did what you did because you wanted to.
That's
And
true.
you
It's
liked it.
not
That's
had
true.
yeah, it had nothing to do. Damon gave you the clearance to do what you want to do. That's all Damon did. Is gave you
Damon,
free will to choose what you want to do. That all them acts that you committed, that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to ravage
yes,
and
he did.
string up children and women and all this stuff like that. You could have went for just the men because that's where your beef always been, but you didn't do that.
Damon specifically said a man's wife and children will always be his weakness, and that's the way we can make them bend the knee. But then he said the crown cannot be seen into moving in this hand.
And you
So
carry the crown's banner into it.
and yeah, so that's
Where
when
you
I
get
went.
the
Oh,
banner?
Which
First of all,
was
where do you get
stupid.
that banner? Where you get that banner?
But first of all, which was stupid anyway on
very
Blackwood
dumb.
because Blackwood, his clear words was the things that the banner cannot be seen doing, meaning don't go put the banner up after you do the things. Why would you put the banner up?
That's why I say a smidget. That's why just a smidget. But he played himself. He played himself. So he
Why
had
would
it out.
you put the banner up? You put the banner up because you thought the banner would be a protection for you for doing all these heinous crimes in the first place. Hence why we are here now, about to sit while you begging for your life. Your Grace, tell them no. Tell them no, Your Grace. I was just
Nah,
doing your
bro.
orders. No,
My
you
bad,
weren't.
bro. Nah,
Because his orders didn't never say put the banners up. You did your orders. Okay, you
that's
did your own.
true. That's true.
And now you're gonna feed the weirwood tree.
Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And George R. Martin's face was smiling.
That I thought was a little bit pandering, but okay, I understand.
That was funny.
They need to make a face of something, so why not George R. Martin's? Yeah,
Why not?
it fits. It fits. They want to incorporate him some way into
It could have been Viserys. It could be anybody. It could be one of the first men. It could be anything.
It could have been all of the stuff we seen, all the faces that we seen in Game of Thrones. That'd have been kind of cool.
But the
face on it or something.
Yeah, but the sap, flowing when he touched it was really, really paramount to how he wakes up and his hand is covered and he thinks it's blood. It could have been the red sap.
Mm-hmm.
But he touched it and he got the Matrix download.
Did y'all enjoy that? Did y'all enjoy the scenes that they saw? That you saw?
I fell asleep through some of it. I woke up to.
Oh, really?
I told you the margaritas. One margarita, I was laying in bed. I had 2 margaritas. It was hitting my head. I had 3 margaritas. I was sleeping in the bed. I had 3 margaritas.
Lord. Dang.
It's weird. I don't mind it. I'm 50-50 on it for what they saw.
Yeah. For the little bit I did see, I was 50-50 too, because I was just like, why is he getting a vision all of a sudden? I mean, I get partially of why. It's like, okay, let me figure out a way to make him say yes to Rhaenyra and all this stuff like that. But at the same time, I was like, out of everybody, this should have been for Helena. And if anything, Helena could be in his thoughts, like she kind of did at the end, and was just like, you got your own space to pay in this, like.
Well, that was my kind of iffy. It's like, the Weirwood Dreams and the Green Seer kind of merging at the same time. It's not something we've heard about. But
Dragon Dreams, you don't merge with Weirwood Dreams like that. It's never been done. So this is new.
Right. So are they saying that Helena is stronger than we think? Or are they giving us another layer of the magic that we didn't know anything about?
Or maybe they just need a familiar face for him in his dreams.
See, I guess that's what's making it so 50-50 for me is I don't mind interpretation because everybody's going to interpret it the way they want to. But to me, there's such a thing as too much interpretation. You are the writer, you are the director, you're the showrunner. What are you trying to tell me?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Whatever you write your stuff, you're supposed to be telling me some type of however many people come up with certain ideas and however they want to perceive it. they usually it's always okay. This is what I do mean by it, so it can lead to this way. What are you trying to tell me?
But the
Yeah.
last time you had someone touch the weirwood tree and get the sap all over their hands, they ended up becoming a three-eyed raven.
Yeah, Brand.
What are you proposing? Yes, you showed him that he's going to sink, but is he going to?
Well,
Continue
interesting enough, all of that, the three eye. If we're talking about the three eye raven specifically, 'cause they showed us Blood Raven, the actual Blood
They
Raven.
showed us Blood Raven,
Right.
yeah.
That's from his line,
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
directly from his line, him and Renee's line, going straight down. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that connection,
and his name, his last name is
Rivers,
exactly.
but he's a Blackwood. Oh,
Mm.
interesting.
Imagine, see how everything ties in. How everything ties in. I think for me, the part of it that was just left because how Helena has been struggling all her life to convey what she sees, understand what she sees, to be able to tell other people what it is she's seeing. She struggles all the time to really differentiate between reality and the dream. He's been having the same similar struggle through most of Harrenhal, yet he has this one vision that goes all the way through all the things. And he's just like, okay, Ray, I'm with you, girl. Because he's been tripping this whole time. And I do get where they kind of try to make oh boy come in and saying, hey, I'm team you, this, that, and the third, or whatever. But you have not really talked to anybody. Did you? I would have been preferred him have a little heart to heart with Alice a little bit to like help him understand some more of it or something like that. Like what you see, like he come out of it. What did you see? Something.
Oh, for interpreter.
Like all of a sudden you have this enlightening thing and it's this epiphany.
Because you see yourself when you're going to die.
Yeah, but no. Oh, that was my other part too, because he sees himself going down. But like the thing is that we don't know where you go.
That's the vision he's given. He's
Mhm.
given the vision that he's going to die.
Yeah, but
so that does change somebody.
It could.
it
Well,
could, but it doesn't
it's
make
one
you
of the
understand
ways.
what it is when you never
It could
understood
make
dreams in the first.
It could make you go either more reckless, or it could put some things into focus for you.
Yeah, the winter is coming.
I guess that's what they're trying to tell us, or whatever. That
He's in focus now.
Well, they've been told us that though, because every time he's had this dream, we see the stark difference between how he behaves with Aemon's character. Because we already know, like Aemon, if he was to get any of these dreams, he's going to go, "Oh, I must fight. I must get this off my chest," or whatever, stuff like that. Aemon has always been the opposite. So
the thing with me is, since you said something a few minutes ago that I want to get back to, Jay, but talking about Damon right quick. The thing for me is, since they took Damon down this path of, to me, I want to call it indecisiveness of who you are, what you want, and and what are you meant for. They're trying to set him on this kind of spiritual journey, right?
Basically, Harrenhal was a spiritual retreat.
Yeah.
No, Harrenhal was a spiritual retreat for David. He went out there like Martin from.
My problem is the dreams that he's been getting. The way they've been playing his characters, it seems like those dreams has not been working. But all of a sudden, you have this werewood vision of the future, possible future, and now you're changed.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute now. Seeing Helena, who is thousands of miles away, like if she right next to you two,
that wouldn't be enough for me. It'd be weird.
Okay, Mr.
It'd be weird. It'll be weird. And then that's the other thing I want to get to Helena. They just said something
that's what I'm saying. Helena to me is the only part. I don't know why that's weird to you, Trey, but Helena is the only part that makes sense to him understanding anything. All the rest of it, he would not understand. What is these people? Who are these people? What am I seeing? And all this stuff like that. All of your past dreams have been people you know.
Well, see,
known and stuff like that. Then you get this vision of all of these descendants that you have never heard of or seen or whatever before, and only one person in that whole thing pops into you that you understand. That's the only part that for me that would be like, oh, okay, I understand why he gets her in the dream, because that's making it more relatable and making it more sense. But all the rest of it, he has no idea of it. So who explains to him, hey, you need to get back on your wife's side because these things need to happen?
It
Well,
comes
nobody
with
has.
emotion.
That's-
It comes with emotion too. He's not just seeing this.
This
He's
must
also
be what the
feeling
elote.
it.
This must be what the elote or whatever it is that they be out here talking about. They be taking and it be having them these things be happening to them, and they be just awakened. To
Right,
The
it.
ayahuasca,
because he's
the
yeah,
ayahuasca,
What is
the
it?
ayahuasca, boy, that thing.
What they be taking? Not the
because
elote.
he's going through this. Imagine him feeling himself drowning. You know, he's walking through, seeing a battle scene, then see himself drowning. All these intense emotions. Dragons are dead next to him. He
You
sees
watched all these intense emotions with your brother crying over that, this and all this
but
stuff.
those
You
are
haven't
in
nothing but
increments. Those are in increments. This is like high speed.
That's what I'm saying. The ayahuasca done got boosted up all of a sudden. He on the third, fifth level of his
We're not
stuff.
drinking from the
Enlightening
source.
journey, his enlightening journey. Okay,
Right. Alice ain't mixed this one. This is directly from the source.
this damn spiritual retreat, 7-day spiritual retreat. He done been on this.
I think we're all really trying to say is this could have been done sooner and done better, just a little bit, just a little bit. And with Helena being there, I actually didn't mind Helena being there. When she showed up, my mind immediately went, wait, is she just in here or is she seeing this as well? That's where mine immediately went to. Is she seeing this as well? And then to show that she was seeing this as well. So then my mind went, okay, hold up, because you said something earlier that I wanted to get to, Jay, and it crystallized Helena for me in my head. I don't want to say weird, but I just found this very interesting. To your point, Helena has always struggled to deal with what she sees, how she presents it to people. She always seemed a little awkward as she moves here, but in this episode, this has been the most clearest Helena has been when talking, especially talking to Eamon.
Not the clearest, more straightforward.
Well, okay, yes.
She's been clear on everything. She's told him you're gonna lose an eye, that this is gonna happen. She's told him this is the most straightforward.
Okay, yes. Right. Well, not even straightforward, the most confident I've ever seen her as well. It's like,
what you gonna do? Burn me?
Yeah, it was like I was like, whoa, where does energy come from? I like it, but I was like, okay.
Like, I'm infusion from Damon.
No. Helena said she told her mama, I was happier not being queen. I'm tired of y'all trying to tell me what to do, and I see how y'all doing my mama. Oh, hell to the no. Okay, so what you want to do, bro? Because I'm tired of this. I've been nice to all of y'all, been in my business, drinking my water and minding my business, and here y'all go every single time with some BS, and I'm tired of it. What you gonna do? Okay, what you gonna do to me?
And maybe that's why she pointed out at the correct child, because she knew all this had to happen.
Oh yeah,
that's why she was sewing the shroud. She knew it was going to have to happen, but she didn't do anything to kind of switch it up.
Yeah, she knew it was going to happen.
Well, that's what takes me back, since we watch God and we watch Bran kind of go back and manipulate a few things.
Father.
Is this Bran manipulating some things, causing some things to happen? I that's why I was like, I don't know about this season 8.
I hate going down that rabbit hole.
I just hated the idea that he's able to go back and change some things. I was like, I wish they never did that part of it. Like, if you go back and see some things, that's one thing, but to go back and physically touch some stuff, you alter things when you do that. So how does this?
Well, he let the Night King touch him.
No, he didn't really let him. The Night King touched him.
The Night King need to see his future. You touch me.
The Night King. Well, see, now the Night King is a whole different category, because honestly, when the Children of Forest made him, I think they gave him the same powers of a three-eyed raven.
Right.
He clearly was tapping into the same
He
How
was,
is
he
a
was
threat.
waiting for the dragons to show up.
He
I'm gonna just
knew-
surround y'all.
He knew it from the get-go what was going
Been
down.
waiting for the dragon since Caesar Silverwing was supposed to fly over 3 times and never made it over. He was like,
Yes, he was like, damn, I thought she was coming. Man, we got to wait another 100 years. All right, bet.
Well, that's the question. Is this, Night King that Damon saw, is it from the past, the first long night? Or is
Well, that was the regular
future?
White Walker.
No, the commander at the front with the long blonde hair.
No, that was, to me, that was a,
no,
He
That-
had on the black soldier's outfit.
that was a
they
second.
all did. He looked just like the White Walkers did in all the Game of Thrones when they had their armor on with the long hair. The only one that didn't have long hair was the Night King with his little horns. The rest of them all had long hair.
No, there's one
Going out
that
of it.
they show specifically. If you watch God, there's one besides the Night King that they always show standing next to the Night King half of the time, and he has that same. That's that same look. It's the same person. It's the same features.
The one kind of like the one John fought.
Yeah, all the rest of them was different, but that one is a second in command or whatnot.
So what's the wooden throne that Aegon gonna be sitting on?
You know what it is? His wheelchair.
Basically.
his baby throne, baby. He can, we ain't gonna get the spoilers to the peoples, okay? We ain't gonna get the spoilers. If you ain't read the book.
Come on now. I thought that was self-explanatory. I mean, he ain't able to climb the Iron Throne anytime soon.
That just said, God dang it, Trey. I just said no spoilers, and here you go. Okay?
Ain't a spoiler.
That is a spoiler. We ain't got
His
there
knee
yet.
is
So let
busted.
hey, we don't even know if he gonna live or
His
survive. Come on now.
knee
He just
is
now barely getting out the
busted.
tank. Trey.
Well,
I'm
hey, for those who
Cut you
didn't
off.
read the books, it could be Corlys's throne because that's wooden.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna cut Trey off.
Y'all need to stop.
We
I
don't
like
know.
treat
We
you
don't
good.
know what's gonna happen in the next couple of seasons. We ain't writing this. We don't know what these
You
people
right.
gonna write.
You're right. They can totally change this mess, so we don't know what it could be. He could be laying on his wooden bed for all we know.
Right. As far as we know, Rhaenyra might catch him or something. I don't know. She be flying over that little wagon he up in right now, or whatnot.
Now let's not get crazy because we already know how this is going to end. They told us back in.
I don't know because Bran is in control now. He been changing things.
They told us back in GOT. The only time they
Bran been out there changing things since he became the 3-Eyed Raven. He out there rewriting histories.
He can't rewrite history.
Putting himself as the king and stuff. I have no clue. Say what? Nah. But yeah, we got our boy Lauren Strong making a hot foot run up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And my man ran up out of here for a person with a club foot. He was gone, wasn't he?
He know how to use that limping cane. He know how to use that limping cane.
Yeah, he got the cane.
With it. He was born with it.
If anybody in Aegon Corner, that man is in Aegon Corner. Now he might be in his corner for his own personal reasons and gains and all that stuff like that. But I tell you, that man is seriously understands what he up against, and it's like, nah, King, we got to get you back right. I have already stashed some money. I already moved my divorce money over to this other account over here. We ain't got to worry about nothing. I got you. We're going to hide out for a couple of things. Let your brother and your sister handle what they got going on. And then boom, we just pop back up and take our rightful position.
And don't worry about that split hot dog you got.
I was about to say, the whole time this man is like, we got to make a run for it. This fool talking about, do you know my cock is
Hey, man. Hey, listen.
He cannot sire any more ears. That's what
as
it is.
As the only male on the panel, I gotta say that thing hurt me when he was talking. I was like, man, you felt cock split like a sausage. Oh Lord.
I'm a eunuch now. Like, bro, you have tasted pee. You are good. You'll be fine, my guy. All you worried about is going back to ravishing some stuff. Just a second ago, you was like, the people are gonna laugh at me.
Ravishing? Jay, he can't even pee straight.
I said that's all you thinking about. That's what I'm saying. All you thinking about is going back, Trey. All you thinking about is going back to ravishing some stuff. Because that's the first thing that came out of his mouth. He said that before he even worried about the peeing part. The peeing part was last. He was talking about, I can't get no more pee no more.
I can't even pee straight. He ain't worried about no poo.
First of all, y'all can't pee straight in the first place, so that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
He's saying he got to pee sitting down is a whole different thing. He got to pee in the bag now. That's a whole different
He
thing.
can't even pee sitting down.
He got to pee in the bag. He got to pee in the bag. You know,
they didn't have baths back then. You just got to pee. You just
it's blown off. What you wearing for, baby?
Don't talk like that.
So no matter, that's what I didn't understand. Because no matter what, you know, Aemon is your heir. No matter what.
Oh, that sucks.
You just peeing on yourself at this point.
Right. Just like your daddy in that bed. But come on. No matter what, your brother is your heir. Because you can't sire anything.
Right. And then I like what Larry Strong is saying too. I mean, at the same time, it's like, okay, so what we do, hide out and hope my brother loses to my sister, because if my brother don't lose to my sister, guess what?
That's it. I'm getting split.
Yep.
Still gonna
well, either way, yes, that is true. But either way, Laris also said, bro, even if your brother leave out, he's going to kill you. Which is also true.
But at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, it's a good plan to get me up out of here. But at the end of the day, I'm banking on something bad happening, and I can come back up in here at some day. It's really no day that I can come back up in here.
Right. No matter who wins, I'm a goner.
But is out of that, do you want to either face that or go and still be alive and possibly?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a good idea, but at the end of the day, this whole notion of coming back at the end, that really doesn't exist.
The great thing for him is he's not recognizable.
Well,
yeah.
What it kind of does is this: if you really looking at
wherever he goes,
you're
tongue out, baby. Get that tongue. Hey, Todd.
What the hand in that mouth do?
Oh my god! Oh my god! If you're, oh god, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. If
what that mouth do, boo?
Your Majesty.
He can't even get half his mouth open. That's the sad part. He got burned the
he can't feel on half his face.
He just
now he out here the weekend. I can't feel my face.
Oh Lord mercy. But but Laris, yeah, even if there's a chance that Aemon could win, but the way they're looking at it, the way Aemon is moving, there ain't no way he's gonna make it up out of here. He's too
self-destruct.
He's gonna do something that's gonna blow up in his face or whatever.
Well, you know, his whole mission is, I need to get to Daemon. I need to prove myself against Daemon. I need to prove myself against Daemon, because he don't care about nothing else in this war except for his uncle.
Yeah, and if you notice, he ain't trying to go there by himself. He know. Even if he got Vhagar, he's like, nah.
I'm saying, like, out of everybody, you're bothered by your youngest brother coming. He has a dragon. You're bothered by that. You burnt your other brother.
Well,
now you want to
dragon.
Now you
teenage dragon.
I know, but still, you kind of like, yay. But when they mention it, it's like, you're really like,
yeah,
or whatever.
At that point,
and then
he
you
still had all the power.
Baby sister. Now you asking your baby sister, like, yo, I'm gonna need you to hop on that dragon and do your thing. It's like, first of all, I ain't never throw my dragon like that. Okay, don't get at me. Don't play me on my dragon like that. I am still grieving my son right now, which I understand you don't give about or whatever. And here you go telling me to just burn up some people. Why? Just because you got what? A hissy fit? Your sister went and got some dragons because you did some stupid stuff by burning up my husband, your brother, my brother, our
burning
king.
the whole town for nothing.
Oh yeah, don't play me like I don't know you burnt my brother.
My husband. My brother husband. My kingly brother.
I didn't like him like that, but you had to do him like that, okay?
Yeah, that was some dirty
shit. Like that.
That was dirty, bro.
Hey, she could have thanked him for that, because now she ain't got to be worried about this. No, but
then at the same time, you know how this thing go, because she's like, if I'm not with him, I got to be with you. So, You used to be nice to me, but I don't know about now. You might not be. Now you on some other stuff.
He really tried to snatch you up out that room. That was crazy. Like
He
you
ready
gonna
to fight
really
his
force
mama.
her.
What did he think Dreamfire was going to do to him for snatching up his rider?
Yeah, I mean,
And
I don't
Vega
think he was
around the
thinking
corner.
about that. I don't think he
Vega
was
ain't
thinking
even
about
in
that.
here.
Yeah.
Vega like
Okay,
3
bro.
Vegas blocks away.
Which still don't make no sense. I know we was talking about that in the group chat. I mean that don't make no sense. He got Vega Park 10 miles outside of the city. Like what really, bro?
I
Even if
told you, Vagar is out there on her own. She like, shoot, I like the bushes over here. They
no
soft.
sense.
They
If the
soft.
city,
She could
if
spread
the
out.
city
Wait a
was
minute.
attacked,
Wait a minute. Vagar can spread out. She ain't got nobody telling her what to do, when to do, channeling her ear.
Right.
She nice green
He be
space.
trying to Trey. She low key be trying to stay far away from him because he be like, he impulsive. He be like, here he go again. He want to go up in the air. I just came down. Jesus. She
So
know
yeah,
I'm old.
Vagar chilling. Vagar chilling.
Yeah, Vagar, you know she old. She got to start up a little bit. She got to jump start herself and stuff. She like, yeah, no, I ain't got time. By the time he reaches to me at horse, I'll be ready.
But it's also
hold on, let me stretch these wings out.
It's strategically good because if anybody rolls into King's Landing, if they come and attack the dragon pit for any reason, she ain't there.
Mm-hmm.
True, but let's be honest, if I knew that you parked your dragon a couple miles outside of the city, I would first attack the city and the city gates. If you can't get to your dragon, the dragon is not effective.
But you don't
You
know.
can call her. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying. And first of all, you don't know where I park my dragon because my dragon parks herself. Okay, she's a Tesla. Yep. So first of all, she parks herself. Secondly, she need wing space. Now, what you forgetting, Trey, though, she do need wing space. Anything inside of the Red King, I know you said that space, and Valerian was in that space and all that stuff like that. But still, they still need the wing space, all of that. You see how
Valerian
she didn't try to take
bigger
off.
Than Vagar.
Again. When he died, but we don't know how he might not even been inside of that space when
after his death. Vagar is the next biggest dragon.
Yes, okay, but I'm saying by that time when he was staying, he could have been staying outside of it too. You don't really know because they be doing what they want. These maesters is only writing what they want to write. Okay, you can't be you be listening word to word to the Greens maesters. Those are the Greens maesters. How you team black and you listen to the Greens maesters?
Pulling stuff out of the ether here. All right, nah.
Anywho, like I was saying, okay. Anywho, you seen how she took out half of them people on the battlefield when she was going back up to get back up at base. She needs some running. She need a whole airstrip so she can run, take off, and get that big body, that big old derriere back in the air. Okay.
I get it. All I'm saying is tactically, if I was really on that gangster-ish, he would have never even made it to his dragon. And the whole thing about calling the dragon over, let's keep it real. The only people that we have seen to be effectively do that is Damon.
Don't sit here and tell us, let's keep it real when we see people effectively do it then, okay?
And Danny. There's the only two that we have seen actually call their dragons.
It can be done, okay? So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that, Trey. I don't want to hear that.
Cyrex was called too because when she met Otto and them,
she called Cyrex.
Yeah, when she met Otto and them on the walkway.
Yes, right. Well, she was right there though. It wasn't like she was way over there.
It don't matter. She was called.
Was right there.
And Jace even said it. Jace said, "My dragon right at your door. I can call my dragon. We right here."
Empty threat.
Trey, again, don't give me that in real life, in real time.
It's still an empty threat because you are still here. Don't get me wrong. It's a great threat.
First of all, you gotta find Vagar. She got a great camo coat.
Man,
you have no idea where
Vagar.
You ain't got no camera in the sky to sit here and
I did not say attack Vagar. Vagar's outside of the city. Away.
Who are you going to attack? Eamon?
Trey, think about it. Trey, you watching this, you thinking from the outside.
Cannot get out.
You're thinking from the outside. You on the inside would not be thinking about, I'm going to attack this man with a dragon at any point, knowing that my whole thought is you're bonding with your dragon. is so tight that if you get hurt, your dragon feels it and attacks. You're not going to be thinking, let me go attack this man and stuff like that. To remind you, all of these people still think that at this point right now, all of these people still think these people are gods. This is the first case. Maylis is the first case they watch a dragon actually be killed by another dragon, so to speak.
Okay. No,
okay,
it's not, but yes.
No, these people, not the Valyrians and all that stuff.
Doing these, I ain't talking to Valyrians. This did happen before in Westeros, but in this time period, yes, it hasn't happened in a long, long time. Dragon on dragon fight.
Regardless of the fact, these people are in their minds. These are gods. They're not in the presidents of saying, let me just go attack this king. Let me go attack this. This is now all a thought as these people are having it now that Christian Cole decided to parade the dragon head through the streets. Now they're like, oh, you guys are untouchable. Let me start throwing fishes at my queens and doing all this other stuff.
And we get our new shepherd.
It's a great threat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great threat. And it is a threat that has stood tall for a good long time. It's always going to be a great threat until the threat is tested. And at some point in time, it will get tested.
And we have to fit that too in the next 2 seasons. Because if people got to uprise, you got to have a new shepherd.
It's going to get tested.
Of the 7.
That's what I'm saying. This season, I thought we would get
going to have a dragon pit set fire.
That's last year.
Trey. No, I blame Trey for this because the first when he first got here, Trey was screaming, "This is going too slow." He was screaming, "It's going too fast. Everything is going too fast. It's moving. I can't see it." And now they done slowed it to a goddamn halt. Now we got to cram everything in and stuff. When the half of this season could have been a lot of stuff that they should have did. Randall should have had the daggone dragon. Popped his egg by now. Not sheep stealer. I don't know why we still on that.
I said it wasn't paced well. I didn't say it was going too slow or fast. It's just the pacing was off for what it was showing us. They had to get to certain things and then they just stopped.
I'm about to go for
yes, rewind. Go to the tape.
These guys
go to the tape. Pull it up.
I'm gonna rewind these tapes specifically. Your ass.
Specifically. It's specifically, God damn it.
We need the
that was funny. That was
specific tape. We need a specific tape.
That was funny. That was funny.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Ass laughing at that Trey 5 times already this round. Every time you said it.
Okay.
Great water.
I love it. I love it here. I love it here. Lord.
Good times. Good times. Good times.
Good times. Freaking Ace. This show got us in a frenzy.
Specifically, it does. Oh God.
Oh, my sweater turned all around. I'm so happy.
This is not a dragon dream. This is not a dragon dream.
Is this real life? Hey, I needed that clip. I needed Charlie at the dentist for David. Is it okay now? Okay now. Oh, okay, for real.
Speaking of Damon, you saw Mr. Traitor sneak out the back.
Alfred. Punk ass Alfred. Oh my!
He snuck out the back. He kneeled.
I wonder what that's going to be the setup for.
Ulf and Hugh.
Could be. Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a man. Damon done knelt. I know I ain't gonna get Jace to go against his mama. So my next course of action is looking at these dragon seeds, because didn't he leave?
Seeds into the seeds.
Didn't he leave before or after the seeds were sown? He left before.
He left before.
Way.
He don't know.
He don't know, but once he gets to know, he'll be like,
I'm trying to figure out what took him so long to get. Everybody been around the world twice, but him. Where the
Now, see, when I bring this stuff up, I'm like, oh, I ain't tripping. Nah, it took him too long to get there. But whatever.
He must have got hooked up with Otto for a hot second and escaped.
I was like, yo, he's just getting here, bro.
That lets you know either he wasn't intentionally trying to get there on purpose.
I'm sorry. I just read the comment.
Rest my case, Your Honor. Anyway, like that man wasn't trying to get there, or he been sitting outside the gates while Damon been dreaming all this time.
Oh my God.
Because I'm just like, because first of all, the queen, I don't know what money these queens got. These heifers been moving, okay? Them heifers been on the move. And Allison done been to the park, to the fair, to the ice cream trucks, to the museums, to the gallery. She done been to galas, Met Gallery. She done went everywhere. Rhaenyra's cabins and all. And this man still trying to get his ass to Harrenhal. I guess he had to take the back route so he don't get caught between all the wars.
Right. He had to row across the lake past the God's Eye, and the children were probably sending some current to kind of push him in one direction. He had to kayak. That's what it was. He didn't have a boat. He had to kayak.
He had a snorkel.
There you go. Well, not with that breastplate. He got a good breastplate stretcher. So not with that breastplate.
You heard that, hand? Go get that breastplate stretcher.
I'll tell you, I'm sorry.
He was thinking of his lies. It took him so long because he was thinking of his lies. He gonna tell when he got. He's like, it took him a little while to figure out what he was gonna tell Damon.
I had a feeling he might do it, but he pissed me off when he actually did it. I was like, bro.
But remember, he had to go do reconnaissance because she also wanted to know what's the temperature of the Riverlands. So maybe he was going around.
That could be a good excuse.
Okay.
And everybody's saying we are for Damon.
Okay.
Well,
since he knew that, he didn't want her to know that, so he didn't send a raven. He went, okay, you got all this army. We could do this.
I want to actually go with that idea. The only thing that hits me is, but it still took you, because this whole them going with Damon just happened last episode. It still took you that long to get there?
Well, maybe he was helping. Maybe he was, while he was running around, he was helping push the notion, hey, y'all need to be with Damon.
Or he running around before Grover actually died. So it's kind of like, or as Grover died.
Or he just hanging out visiting friends. He hanging out visiting friends. That's what he really was doing, all up in the brothels and carrying on and stuff like, oh yeah, I was supposed to deliver a message to Damon. He wasn't trying to reach Damon any sooner than he did, let's be honest, or whatnot.
He wanted Damon to succeed. He wanted Damon to get his army because he talks. I think he gonna slip out and go home, and then wait for Ulf or the Hammer. I forgot who shows up at his house, and say, "Whoa, I will knight you." Golly,
Alfred. So Alfred, what's his last name? Alfred. I can't think. What is it?
I have to look it up because I don't.
Broom.
Okay. Okay. Sabroom. In the Crown Lands.
Yep. Isn't that over there by just south of the Riverlands, but between the Lannisters and the Riverlands?
No, no, the Crown Lands are just north of King's Landing, going back towards north of King's Landing, going back towards the east, back out to Dragonstone. So you would have to pass Emerhall just to go over to where the Lannisters and all them at. Yeah. Either way, it's still taking way too long to get to.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about everybody's favorite who's taking way too long to be unalived. Sir Christian Cole.
This
This he done started this whole thing. The Kingmaker done started this whole thing. Now he over here, oh, we're marching to certain death. Did you not think of that in the first place when you had thought about dragons fighting on the battlefield? No.
And Sir Gawain. I got an issue with Sir Gawain too. Like, bro, you gonna pull your sword out, threaten me in front of everybody.
Don't pull it out unless you're gonna use it.
Exactly. Like, what are you doing? Because either way you cut it, this is still an army. What you did was sow dissent. Cole would probably have every right to have you killed for what you did. But whatever. But I'm like, okay, you pull your sword out, you threaten him. Basically, you've been sleeping with my sister. And then he went, and so what?
And then he was like, that's the best thing I have been doing.
Saved my life.
Hey, your sister got that fire, bro.
So good. She saved my life twice. Like, what?
Right. I'm over here sniffing her favor rag, like right
He
now.
just looking at it. I'm like, wow.
Hey, Negro, that's the best memories I got right now. Leave me be, sir. Leave me be, okay? I don't care about dying by you. I have seen death by dragon. You mean nothing to me right now, okay? Nothing.
I know I'm about to die. You get ready, bro. You get ready.
Right. Your sister sent you on your marching papers too. Ha ha. Enjoy.
We about to die in a few days, son.
I made some poor bad decisions, starting with sleeping with Rhaenyra. So there's that. So I don't want to hear about nothing. I don't want to hear about nothing right now. What you talking about? Your sister has been the best thing to me. Okay, bro. Like if I could have made her an honorable woman, I would have. But y'all got this little thing about marrying lowborn. So
yeah, lowborn. Nah, no.
Yeah.
Woe is me. I'm too lowborn. I got two hot girls that want to sleep with me that want to marry me though.
Have a baby by me and be a millionaire. But here we are. Here we are. We all sitting on the log contemplating life now. So here's that. Okay. Like, bro, get out of my face right now. Not now, my guy. Okay. First of all, the lady I wanted to make my baby mama keeps doing the moon tea, and now she's not talking to me. On top of it, you would have been my stupid ass brother-in-law. Like, bro, leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. I got a lot going on. I put this stupid kid on the throne. Now he gonna AWOL to sit me out here to get killed by y'all.
He could have had 3 little bastards of his own with black hair as well. Ain't that crazy?
Right.
Ain't that crazy? Still would have been the same situation. Everybody got black hair. I thought that was kind of funny and kind of weird. Now they got him being introspective about everything that's going on and the mistakes that he's made.
Well, we've seen him be in a couple of introspective moments, the time when he was cleaning his sword and all this stuff.
Yeah, I seen dragons fight. Oh my god.
Can't clean his cloak or his soul.
Nope. He's like, I touched that man and he just went to dust. Meanwhile, Allison ain't got a lick of 7 hells on her anymore. She ain't got not one piece of her old rebellious life that she wanted to rebel on Rhaenyra for, and then to come to find out, just try to confess, you've been out here doing the same thing you was mad at Rhaenyra for, like, right was
But
like,
also she's done baptized in the water, and she's no longer wearing her pendants or anything.
that's what I said. She ain't got nothing of herself in sales no more. So do we believe that she was just freeing her mind in the water, or she was contemplating?
She was baptizing in the lakes of. She was baptizing in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. You know how Minnetonka do.
Yeah.
It cleanses.
And that ain't Lake Minnetonka.
Was that day?
Oh my God! This whole
she wouldn't have left. She wouldn't have left her daughter. She wouldn't have left her daughter and granddaughter.
No, I'm not talking about leaving that. I'm leaving unaliving herself. That's
what I'm saying. She would not leave them unprotected because there's nobody there to even speak for them. Not even her father's there.
Well, she did make mention right before that she don't know when she was coming back. So, if ever at all.
Well, you got to tell the man that. You got to say that so that, Laris don't know exactly what your plans are. I don't think she was going to unalive. I think she was contemplating that she needed to get away from the noise of the castle to really think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to, since we're here now, I was about to talk about this earlier. Even though I always enjoy the conversation that Rhaenyra and Alicent has, especially those two actresses, it's always really good. My only issue has always been, especially this season, a lot of these conversations should not have happened the way that it did.
Too late now, Trey. Too late now.
I know. I let the first one go, but y'all just going sneaking back and forth, having these conversations. What are we doing? Guys on the shoot. I know she would have never done it, but Alicent should not have been able to leave there without being taken prisoner.
Why?
She's too valuable of a piece on the board.
Even though you gotta let her go.
Even though she has no power,
you gotta let her go. You gotta let her go. You're not at a point to be able to take on a full assault from King's Landing. You're not at a point.
Would they do a full assault for Alicent?
They would have to. They would have to.
Should.
But you're giving Aemon an excuse. You're no longer the realm's delight if you take her hostage.
You take who hostage? Alicent?
If you take Alicent hostage.
Well, she's at war right now, so it would make sense. People would understand.
But Alicent came here.
Yes, of her own free will, so I should take her hostage.
Nah, I'm gonna let her go back. Let her go back and prepare because once I find you, and I will find you.
Here's the thing: if Rhaenyra is Rhaenyra in the books, Rhaenyra would probably have kept her.
True.
But this particular Rhaenyra has been doing everything in this world's power not to have a war. Her keeping her is automatic. We still having a war because she even says it at the last episode. I would have thought me acquiring these other dragons and would have just be like, okay, let's call it off.
Yeah,
it's like, why would you think that though, sis? That just you armored yourself up and think, okay, let's not fight.
Yeah, we're fighting now. Blood has been spilled. It's on.
Yeah.
Whether you want to stop
it's already past all of that. Like when you went to tell Alicent the first time, let's just call it off. We already passed that. You made the move. After that, you made a move. So why do you keep sitting here at this point thinking we can call it off? You already got people killed. The move has been made, okay?
It was past that when her son died.
That was a juvenile conversation with Corlys.
Technically, it was past that when the son died, but at that point, if you didn't want it, you didn't have to have it then. You didn't have to have it then. But as soon as you sent Rhaenys up in there, and that took place, all bets is off, baby. It's up. We got. I'm recruiting now for a reason. I'm not recruiting to say, oh, I hope that you see my army and you like back down. Yeah, no.
You done lost 2 riders and 2 dragons.
Yeah, listen, and I'm not a warmongering person, but I do believe in trying to exhaust all avenues of peace. I do believe in that. But you also got to understand the situation that you may be in. Blood has literally been spilled.
They declared war the minute Allison walked into the hall in that green dress. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was up way back then.
It was way back then. But you know, it's funny as I continue to watch this and how they play it out. I'm like, okay, so the actual love story is really between Allison and
Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Because that's what y'all getting at with this whole thing, that because basically there was some type of connection when you go back to look at them as a kids or whatever and stuff like that. And the whole thing got mad is because Allison got mad at Rhaenyra. I mean, the whole thing went to shit because Allison got mad at Rhaenyra for giving up her virtue to somebody else, basically.
Yeah.
It's like we had that talk several times on why are you even mad? It's her virtue or whatever. Right. So it's like now you mad because it was to somebody else. It wasn't that she gave it up. It was just to somebody else.
And she had fun doing it.
Now you asking this woman to run off. But you've been wanting to ask her to do a long time ago. You asking her to say, let's just run off. Let's just run off and just go.
She exercised a freedom that she felt like she never had.
She couldn't have it with her daddy.
Yeah.
Not with Otto.
And then she tried to actually exercise some freedom with Cole. And look where we at. What are you doing?
Was that freedom? We got to be in dark corners. They ain't free.
That's the point. That's the whole point of the matter.
And you got to drink moon tea.
That is the whole point of the matter. She's thinking, first she was, yes, Jay was right. She was jealous of Rhaenyra because she did something that she wanted to share with her, and she was exercising a perceived freedom that she thought Rhaenyra had.
And going around the lowborn folk doing it too.
Yes, all in the club and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like she was all out in this club.
I can't go to the club. I can't go to the club. Yeah, she was upset and jealous. Only to turn around when she tried to exercise her own freedom, and she's like, "Oh my God, it do nothing but trap me of a cage of my own making." It's like, and then that whole conversation, like I said, I love when those 2 actresses get together because they bounce so well off of one another. But the whole conversation was frustrating me because I'm sitting here like, Rhaenyra, why are you here, Allison? You talking around the bush. You ain't getting to the point, and then every point you're trying to make ain't making sense. You want to save your daughter, save Helena, okay? Oh, and then you try to convince me of. So what you said, well, you can take Helena and go. You here now? You just go off and do whatever you want to. Why are you here? Why are you coming to me with this?
What didn't make sense is her standing her ground for Aemond, and then the next episode she talking to Corlys about we don't really have to do anything. He saw we have all these dragons. No, you got dragons to use them.
Corlys is like,
you need to fly over King's. What it should have been is all 3 of y'all fly over King's Landing and watch him.
Well, remember, I went into the step to pull out a knife and be like, I'm not sure why I put this up. Hold on, let me start over.
Weird moments.
All these impulsive people.
I'm just like that whole and then it. Okay,
you killed all these people not to do anything.
She killed me. Yes, she killed me. Allison killed me when she was really trying to, even save Aegon's life. And Rhaenyra had to put her up on game. But like, what are you talking about? You understand if I take the throne, I have to take his head. He cannot live.
Right. I mean, that's the realest thing that she said, though. I get it. I mean, there's always sending him to the black or whatever and stuff like that, whatever. But
There'll always be somebody trying to push him.
That's what I'm saying. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, she has to set that precedence. It has
Yes,
to
he's
set
a
that
claimant.
precedence.
You got to put all claimants down.
Yeah, you got to set the precedence because if even I take my throne, your children is still a threat to my children now because they feel some type of way.
Them boys got to go. Honestly,
Some type of way. They've already taken out one of my children. It's nothing we can do, babes.
So speaking of children,
remember when you told me last week there was nothing we can do, babes? There's nothing we can do, babes. Sorry. I thought about what you said. You're right. Sorry, Allison. You're right. It's too late now.
it is what it is. Like I'm like it was so kidding to me. I'm like, no. As long as Aegon lives, like you said, Jay, people are going to back him. They're going to back him.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank, period. In his name, they're going to back him.
You still have half the state still backing him, so it's like
half the kingdom is backing him as they're talking, discussing this.
The best we can do is do what Aegon the older did or whatever is you queen over here, and I got mines over here. But she can't let that happen either. Especially,
got to unite the kingdoms.
Yeah, we got to unite them. So it's like that can't work. So,
and
speaking of kids, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. I finally get to tell my daddy what I think of him. Finally, I speak.
Interesting conversation.
How does Colas come back from this? Because he still ain't even claiming he still ain't claiming Adam.
And that's been bothering me. This has been bothering me that they've been dragging this out.
Why you bothered that he ain't claiming? What you really expect him to claim him? His wife told him his wife told him to claim him before she even died. And he was like, woman, get out of here, get off my dock, or whatever.
And because she did that, when Rhaenys told him you should raise them up.
And he's been trying to do that with the one that he has the closest bond. He never seen himself. We had this whole talk, Trey. He never seen himself in Adam, so he's not going to sit here and acknowledge him all of a sudden right now, just because it's the closest he is. Like you have some heart.
I do get it.
Now that all your other heirs are dead, now you're looking back to see what else you got.
You have to build a relationship with them. I understand that. You have somewhat of a relationship with the oldest, so he's trying to build off of that. But one big gesture that he could have done to help this along was when Adam had claimed Sea Smoke and they was asking about his parentage. He could have stepped forward and say, Your Grace, I must profess my sin and whatnot. He's actually my bastard, this and that.
He gotta tell everybody, but he can at least tell Adam.
He could spoke to Adam.
Adam knows. Adam knows.
He knows, but he's still treating him like a ship hand.
That's what I'm saying. He's still like, it's still like there's nothing there. But then you turn around. My thing is, you keep the same energy. Just keep the same energy you've been have. I'm okay with that. Keep the same energy. But now that this one has sat there and said something that your granddaughter had to remind you of, you need somebody of sea and salt. When he says this thing, it's like, oh, you are my child.
No, you got to build that relationship. I get that, but a lot of this, especially from the political standpoint, because remember, Adam has to deal with this whole thing of him even being a bastard, and they think he's lowborn and all this stuff, right? At least with him, a lot of this could have been cut when they found out that that's his son. A lot of it.
Yeah, but you didn't even acknowledge it when the whole dragon riding. It's like, oh, it must have been from your mama.
We don't even know who the mama,
dude.
And we ain't gonna find out. I don't think they're gonna go down that road.
We don't need to know. But the thing is, dude, in every opportunity you have to try, you are saying something else. It's like, I accept your resignation. Like he a regular ship hand. No, he is your bastard son.
You could at least, I mean, if you wanted to do anything, you could have just came up to him and gave him a little pat, like a little something. But I like at the end of the day, I told you it didn't bother me because I would prefer you keep that same energy. You ain't been treating me like much of anything but your ship hand. Just keep that same energy.
I get the older son how he was coming at him. I get it. I felt him on it because that's something he had to deal with, and that conversation is one that needed to be had. It's just Corliss's response, but you're not helping the situation at all.
No.
Not.
Said, you know what it is? I had to sit there and watch you walking around with your heir in your fur-lined coats. And now that your heir and your daughter passed, now you're looking at me? Now you want to help me?
Yeah.
And he had to feel that. I was with him on it. He had to feel that. But still, his response. My only thing is, no matter where it goes, it's especially even me being a man. And some conversation I had to have with my oldest son because he's almost an adult himself. We had to start having adult man conversations. One of the things I'm big on is, listen, whatever it might be, accountability with him first, and then accountability to the public second. But I still got to be real with him. Corliss he's just like, okay, hey, I give you this to the oldest. I give you this prestigious job and this honor. Now it should just fix everything.
Right,
nah,
first mate. Yeah, first mate. Here you go. You love me now, right?
But to be honest with you, Trey, let's really think about it. Deep how that it sounds. You're probably one of few who decides, let me fix this relationship and may actually have a relationship with this child before I jump in on their riches and stuff like that. How many basketball, football players, all these athletes, people that make it into high profile places or whatever and stuff like that, didn't grow up with that parent, but as soon as they make it there, oh, that's my son, that's my boy, that's my baby right here and stuff like that. We got them stories all the time. So that's just one of these stories right now is you weren't nothing until you was something. And now that you something, I'm proud of you. That's my boy, that's my heir, that's my son or whatever. I need you.
Now that you dragged me out of the water from my watery debt.
This is one of those situations, being that this is a story being written, we know at some point in time, especially the way they just set this up in the show, at some point in time, it's going to come out that those are his sons.
Well, he ain't going to have the shaving kit on the daggone ship.
It's gonna come up, and we already talked about why it needs to come up because the way they're doing it right now is perfect for the setup for her to have that distrust that she's going to need.
Exactly.
So I'm like, I'm not mad at it, how it's coming out and all this stuff, because once we start cutting out some of the prominent points of the book, this is what we got to do. We got to alter it to still make it fit some type of way. And so with him not coming out and confessing what he knows about these boys is going to make it look some type of way later on. If it ever comes out.
Especially when the boys come together. Like if you realize, this Alan is his heir and that is his bastard. Mm-hmm. And then you see the brothers come together and like hug and say brother, then it seems like y'all were being really devious and keeping this from him.
Yeah.
Well, he's not even that, and he's not even making. Well, we don't even know. But before, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before he can even pronounce Alan as his heir, technically, since Alan is still a bastard, he has to get permission from the royal family, i.e., Rhaenyra. Has to legitimize him first.
Yes.
Then he can become his heir. So either way you cut it, she's gonna have to find out.
Right, but she'll do it because they will, he will be.
They got to prove themselves
victorious in the battle.
Mm-hmm.
They got to prove themselves as well. So I understand. I get why they're doing it this way. I get it, but it's just the way they're handling some of it.
Right.
It's like, because I'm be honest. At some point, their relationship has to become
tumultuous.
Okay. Yeah. Well, not all.
I thought you meant Rhaenyra and Corlys.
No, not Rhaenyra. Corlys and his son. At some point in time, they got to become
the camaraderie on the ship from first mate to captain.
To Alan, yes, but also he has to build some type of relationship with Adam as well. It's going to happen.
It could be that Adam understands that he's trying to protect him by not saying anything.
true. But what, like I said, at some
He
point
wasn't.
in time,
Adam was never looking for his father's attention. He was looking for the strappings of lordship, of
yes,
having
Adam.
more. He wasn't
Yes.
looking for his dad's, attention or validation. It seems like Alan
He's looking for
was,
validation, even
because
though he says he's not.
right, because he on
But
the
he
ship,
was.
he doing everything to, rise up in rank. The men love him. The men are following him.
He's the true son.
He is Salton Sea.
Mhm.
He is the true
But is
son.
he truly Salton Sea, or was he trying to gain the attention and affection of his father?
And I think
Both.
some of his brother's words had some effect on him when he made this
Yeah.
speech on it and stuff. It's
Both
like
of 'em.
you've been sitting here trying to gain some acknowledgement from this man who's never going to give it to you or whatever until you make yourself something. And then look what happens. As soon as you make yourself something, it's like, oh, hey, son.
Right.
Yeah. So I understand that this had to happen. Like I said, that speech, I loved it from Alan.
Oh, yes.
I loved it. I loved it
Yes.
because it needed to happen. It's just the way they got Corliss responding to it is a bit interesting to me. It's a little weird.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's a natural response that a person would have to that type of reaction. Like that's a reaction you would get. If
I
your
don't
child-
know. He is weird.
I
It's
need
weird
Alan to
me.
stop walking around like a stormtrooper.
Yeah, that. Yo, he does walk funny, man. He does walk. He just walk.
just fresh out the weight room, baby.
Like, bro,
Them ears.
relax, bro, relax. Like, good God.
He ain't even
Yo,
got armor on.
You got that mean mud face. I'm like, bro, relax. Relax. Chill out, bro.
He's like, I gotta make sure none of these hair follicles show.
Dry shaving. Hey, bro, you missed the spot, bro. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, bro, relax. Like, yo.
That CGI to make those granules look white.
They might have died a little bit, did a little die on it. I still think, I hope this is a thing. I don't think it's going to be a thing. I hope Adam is kind of on the low dyeing his hair.
Why?
Just because he want to hide it like his brother.
Okay.
I just think it'd be interesting. All of a sudden, he watches hair out. He got blonde and black dreadlocks all over the place. That'd be cool. But it's just me.
I know. I understand. He could, because it could be his way of covering it up so that they aren't teased anymore. Because that's the first thing people are going to know where he came from.
Yeah,
he could be.
It'd be cool. Now it's just
I like that confrontation. It's like Corliss, Rhaenyra had to get over her, mourning, but it's like Corliss still keep taking hits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has the fault. Corliss is actually a decent, smart man, but he's a terrible father. You saw it with Laenor.
He's decent and making babies with another woman on your wife. They're decent.
Hey,
I'm telling you. Is this after a glass of wine tray, or is this real tray?
No, all I'm saying is we're talking about in Song of Ice and Fire days. This was normal.
Well, at least he didn't have a ton of them running around. Maybe he kept the same woman. Are you trying to say that?
It seemed like it. Because another thing that I know we spoke on this before, but I guess I want to acknowledge a little bit that this is, I guess the reason why I'm harping on how they handled it is they are making a certain change from the books. Because remember, when he brings them to court, he says, "Oh, these are Laenor's bastards,"
right?
Which no one really believed, but it was Laenor's bastards. They're not doing that here. They're completely cutting that out. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting of how they're handling his relationship with them.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, Corliss still keep taking hits. It's like, dude, he lost his wife. Now his bastard has got to be giving him emotional blows. It's like Corliss can't. Then his granddaughter says, "Grandsire, do what you will." It's like Corliss just looking for a hug, and everybody just keep gut punching him.
Listen, you've been running around denying people and all this stuff like that, and no matter if you're in the books or not, either way, you've been denying them. Because in the books, you sitting there saying that this is Leonard's kids. That's a denial. Or whatever. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? In this thing, you're not claiming me. So regardless of the fact, we don't exist until you need me. So the reaction that is given is the perfect reaction that is given. It's just like, yeah, self-reflect on all that's been happening to you. You've been out here doing things out of self-service. Now you've changed this boat to fit your wife and talking about how I'm gonna do everything in her name. You should have did all the things in her name in the first place. Or whatever, because all the stuff, to be honest with you, you've been doing, you may say it was in her favor, but it was always for you. You went and conquered the 7 seas. That was all for your name, your house name, because that's all you said that people remember is the name. You did all that for yourself. You was backing her and saying all of this. That was really because you wanted your name up there.
The family name, yep.
You know what I'm saying? You made these deals for our children to marry these people because you wanted your family name there. You made these deals for certain people that is not of C to be here to try to take the throne because you wanted the name. All of this has been for you when you had valuable people who was automatically yours, who would do any and everything that you asked the way you needed them to. You overlooked those people because they had no name or their name brought shame. Though that their name was actually yours. You could have been put these people in place.
To me,
but how bad? Sorry.
I was just gonna say, to me, the journey that they have Corliss going through. To me, I've always seen it as they want Corliss to realize how his selfishness and vanity has destroyed his own family.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's, I'm okay with that journey.
That's a running theme, but through pretty much is everybody's thing that has that viewpoint though.
Yeah.
And stuff.
But
It hits him, the heart is hitting him more in the face.
It's starting to pile up on him now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a hit in my face if I'm Alan and you just named the ship that I'm the first mate of after your wife who just passed away, who was just touching on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, could I have another ship?
Pretty much telling you, yeah, I know who you are.
Right, but now you named it. It was fine to be called a sea snake. That was fine, but now your deceased wife. You see, it's showing Alan and Adam. You don't show your appreciation until after people are dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let us stay dead to you.
Ooh. And like I said, I get the energy. I under the energy that Alan and Adam
the stormtrooper energy
is perfect. My only thing is, to me, Corliss's reaction, I would have done it a bit differently, but it's still cool because it's thing like his reaction is to somewhat try to do what his wife told him to do and raise them up. Well, actually, he's only raising up one of them.
The other one don't need to be raised up.
He's making his own way. He's making his own way.
I don't need you, Daddy.
Yeah, I'm making my own way. He's gonna tell him.
But it's been shown that the other one has already made peace with that idea. That's what I'm saying. This one right here has not. That you can't argue that, Dre. Like you already seen it. They have made it so clear that the other one has basically made peace. He has told him, stop trying to please this man because this man is not looking at you at all. So stop trying. And so this break right here is the perfect one, because this one right here is, hey, I have been literally, you brought me here on the ship, and every day I have showed you I am the man. I've saved your life, your freaking life. And the most you can tell me is thank you or whatever and get back to work. And now it's like, let me give you all these titles and all this stuff like that. Had your children been here still, would you give me a title? No. Let's be honest. Would you give me a title? So
yes, because Lenore would be in King's Landing, be in King Consort. His daughter would be off with, Damon.
Yeah, so, but had they been there, he would not be thinking about
was the one that was going to take over Driftmark.
Right, and Lucerys clearly said he don't want it.
I'm saying, but he's still with them and trying to do it. He went down a whole list before he got here.
Yeah,
of course.
And asked Bayla, like, hey, what you think about it? She had to tell him, like, no, dude, like, no.
I get it, but listen, these boys need to be raised up. They need to earn this position. They deserve it. I am with it. My argument is how Corliss is handling this.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why you're arguing with how he's handling it. That's how a person will react. It's like, oh shit, I have effed up. I have not did what I was supposed to do. I have not done right by y'all. You don't know Mr. when you get that reaction in The Color Purple, because it's the same reaction.
That's yes, but this is a good example. But I think this is going to help prove my point. The way Corliss is acting, I don't think he even believes that yet. I don't think he realizes that he effed up. Not the way he's acting, not the way he's talking to him. He doesn't even act like he's
You're asking a man that has never really had an actual emotional bond to these people to all of a sudden have an emotional reaction to them.
No, not all of a sudden. Like I said, he's going to build it. But but
you keep saying that his reaction is weird to you. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's an automatic emotional reaction. That's weird. That would be weird if he had an automatic emotional reaction.
I don't want an automatic emotional reaction. I'm saying the steps that he's taking to try to build this is missteps. There are clear missteps. And now he's getting backlash, especially from Alan, and it's deserving it so.
But he's watching how Rhaenyra is accepting other bastards at her table.
True. Hopefully that'll help. Hopefully that'll help.
You're telling somebody who has not made a right step in a child's honor in the first place to now all of a sudden not make missteps.
It's going to be hard.
All his life, he's been making missteps to these boys.
All my life, I had.
Okay, first of all, you put your bastard kids in place of being in the vicinity of being up under you. That's a whole misstep in the first.
Right. They at the docks, selling fish,
watching you live and be great with your other kids and all this stuff like that. That's a whole misstep in itself right there.
I'll be honest. Yes, to us, to me, it is. But we also got to be honest. This is Game of Thrones world. This is Westeros, and they're bastards. We know how this world treats bastards. We can't forget that. I don't think it's right.
The only bastard that was allowed to live in the house in a Game of Thrones world is Jon Snow, and that's because he technically wasn't a bastard of Ned's. Okay, any other bastard has not been up under him like this or whatever and stuff to this magnitude that you have them literally knowing that they're your child.
Corliss.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
The same way that most lords have acted with their bastards.
We got some of the bastards. Wait a minute. Laenor didn't treat the bastards he had to accept as his children. Come on now.
First of all, Laenor wasn't accepting none of his children because he like, bro, I'm gay.
Meaning he had to accept.
That's a whole different
Rhaenyra's bastards as his own.
Now Laenor is a whole different type of story now, but I get you. I get it.
Laenor was playing stepdaddy. On contract. That is totally different. He like, hey, listen, that's totally different.
These are bastard children.
No, but
being
it's
raised in the house
exactly because there was a contract made.
Yeah, they ain't my bastards.
Between the two, they had an open discussion.
They ain't my bastards.
I just had no open discussion with Rhaenys.
I just raised these kids. They ain't my bastards.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Trey. They ain't my bastards.
I just raised them.
These my boys.
Yeah. I just raised them. What you mean?
He said I got a sperm donor. He said I got a sperm donor. That's all. Okay. Because I'm shooting blanks. Laenor said I'm shooting blanks and I got a sperm donor. But these are my boys. Okay. I was there at the birth. I was there during the whole pregnancy. I was actually there during the conception. I kind of watched a little bit.
They are bastard children raised in the household.
They're not bastard because they were married when she had the babies. They just not his.
Wasn't married to strong.
Stop it.
They just not his.
They are adulterous bastard children.
Bastard, technically, when you say bastard, that's out of wedlock. That's born
out of wedlock. Out of wedlock.
Born in wedlock.
No, they were not.
Thank you, Vibes. They were legitimized.
They were conceived They were conceived.
They were born within wedlock. Now they weren't conceived within wedlock.
That's my point. They were conceived
But they were born. And
out of wedlock.
to be determined a bastard, you were born outside of wedlock. Okay? Now
You are born outside of wedlock.
Yes, because Harlan Strong and your mama weren't married to each other.
Exactly.
That's how.
So they're bastards.
No, legitimately married. Okay, we don't know in secrecy because Damon and her married.
Oh, stop it! Stop it.
We don't know. They could have had open. They could have had an open marriage, open relationship marriage. You know what I'm saying? All of them been married. Had little
okay.
threesomes and things
So
going on.
She had a regular marriage with Leno, and she had a werewolf marriage with Harlan Strong. That was
she had, and then she had a dragon marriage with Damon. Okay, she was out here just marrying everybody, baby.
Hey,
hold on. First of all, and at this time, wait. At this time, if you didn't consummate the marriage, you was never even married. So she wasn't even married to Lenore.
They said they tried. They said
they consummated. So
they tried. Lenore couldn't get it up for her, or keep it up for her.
He got it up, but he couldn't keep it up. He couldn't
keep it up for her.
And then it went limp. He survived her.
So next thing you know, there was a big old orgy in the palace. Okay, that's how what happened. Lenore and his man was over on that side of the room. Her and Strong was on this side of the room, and they was like, technically, when they hear us in here, it's gonna sound like it's just us doing it.
Oh my God!
The Handmaid's Tale. I was present for the conception.
Oh my God!
They like to throw extravagant parties up in there.
Oh, not the first, not the wedding. I was there for the wedding ceremony. It was a private affair.
It was a brothel in the castle. All right.
I guess my point is, I understand what Corliss is facing because, like I said, I was trying to bring this point up. We got on this tirade. It is a good tirade because it hammers in the point. Westeros has a bad history of how it treats its bastards, especially with the men. Especially with the men. My thing is the way Corliss is handling this. You're right, Jay. He's handling it exactly as he should from a man from Westeros.
Point of order.
Huh?
The women don't treat their husbands' bastards any better.
Their husbands' bastards, their own bastards is a different story.
Right.
Well, technically, women be stuck with their babies anyway in all life. Okay, so they not gonna get rid of they legitimate.
That depends on the woman. There's some.
When she works in a brothel, that's a different thing. The baby just gotta go. You can't get the business with the baby.
Moon tea didn't work. The moon tea didn't work.
All right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the dragon seed held on. Okay.
The dragon seed was strong. Okay, that's all she can say. You know what I'm saying.
Listen, I mean the dragons don't
can't afford.
Some
of them can't afford moon tea.
Hello.
Of course not. But moon tea has to be made.
And some of them. Hey, listen, it was an honor to be carrying a dragon seed in the first place. So they wasn't about to give it up, and still, it was the man that still. But anyway,
that was a whole thing that I thought they was going to bring up.
Well, we can have that discussion on another
night.
Another night. We definitely can get into all of that and whatnot for sure. Because we don't have to, just because a show wants to leave us on a bad ending, we don't have to leave on a bad ending. We can get into some more thoughts and theories and stuff like that as we continue to go forward and things.
Talk about these new shows coming up.
I know Aegon is coming up soon. He'll be dropping out his show. His show will be coming out. I'm sorry, y'all, for that. Do not know. This is a whole nother Aegon, okay? Because there's plenty of them. Yeah. There's plenty of them, okay? So this is about the 15th Aegon that we're going to
Maybe not that many, but it's a lot.
Aegon the 15th, okay? No, but seriously, before we get out of here, though, I do want your final overall thoughts on season 2. Maybe we can come back and have an overall too. But quick thoughts on maybe just the ending or season 2 as a whole, or what you look forward to coming back on season 3.
Well, mine is real simple. I felt sold. You promised me one thing and I got another. So as a show, I still liked it. You know, it was still entertaining to watch and see, discuss, and talk about it. So, you know, I'ma still give the season a good 7 overall. You know, and to me, that's good. You know, because I'm a harsh critic. But yeah, I definitely felt a little sold. Like, okay, you say y'all was about to hit the ground running. You ran and failed and then stayed on the ground a little bit. So I'm like, yeah. But overall, still okay. So there we go.
It was good for what it was. It would have been graded better for me if it was 2 of 5 seasons. And because I know what's coming up and they're going to cram it all into 8-episode seasons, we only have 16 episodes left. And we got to wait 2 years. You're building me up to a war, and then there are Easter eggs in that war that need to marinate. And I don't think they are going to be allowed to marinate. So as far as the graphics, the work that was done, the writing, you know, stellar. We got more dragons, but there were a few scenes of dragons look good. But overall, it was a nice placeholder season if this was 2 of 5. But because it's 2 of 4, we ain't got time for placeholders.
I definitely agree with you on that. Overall, I think there was hit or miss here and there. There was some parts that we talked about it dragged out a little too long. Some parts that needed to be flushed out a little bit longer. But it's not our vision; it's theirs, so we got to go with it or whatnot. Compared to season one, I would rank it under it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because outside of the Queen That Never Was event, it wasn't as much, especially with the anticipation of being able to see all the dragons. Because me seeing them is not just seeing them. I want to see people riding with them, bonding with them, interacting with them, because that's what made us feel some type of way during Game of Thrones when we finally got that with Dany and her dragons. We felt everything she was going through with her dragons and stuff. And so to be labeled the House of the Dragons, though we know that most of the stuff is through the people, there's still this thing with the dragons that we're missing. We're missing a lot of elements of the dragons. Just having them sitting outside the castles and waiting around for their riders to get it together is just, I don't know. It's not enough. It's not enough. So we'll see as we go forward, though. Yeah, I'll get with you guys on the back end, though. We'll see if we can come back and we could have some more thoughts on flushing more of this out. Maybe some ideas we probably would have seen would have probably worked better. Even some of these comments that I'll be reading, because I'll be cracking up. We be cracking up on these comments that we be reading on these posts and stuff. So we might come back and talk about that. I'll be reading some of the craziest questions and stuff. And I'm glad some people be saying, I didn't read the book. Before y'all jump on me, I didn't read the book, but I just need to know, why is this happening? I love it. Okay. So if you guys enjoyed us and our rant and rave today or whatever, because we like to just have a discussion on the episode, you know what I'm saying? We don't fully flush it out like some channels may do, some review channels may do. They might go start to finish on what the whole episode on. We like to talk about how we felt about the episode over here. So if you'd like to do the same thing, please join us next time when we come back. We'll be back with more reviews of other shows. I know we regularly do human behavioral breakdowns and all that stuff, and maybe we could discuss more. We did a little bit with Game of House of Dragons, this season. Maybe we could do a little bit more on the humor and behavior of some of these characters and stuff later on. But if you liked our work here, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Elcid, tell them where they need to find you at. Okay.
Elcid 932, covering Love is Blind Mexico right now. It's hot. And tomorrow drops Love is Blind UK.
Yes, it does. And yes, El Caliente over there with Elcid. She's going to give you a little Spanglish for your peoples and stuff. Trey, you got anything going on you want to tell the people? Where they can find you, Lord Commander Trey Snow?
You can find me anywhere that you can find me. I'm just here to support my sisters and everything that they do in all their endeavors.
Amen to that. We
We
hear
are
you
here to
over,
serve.
Lord Commander. Over and out, your grace consort. We out of here, y'all. We gonna leave y'all with a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like we said at the beginning of this episode, we just here so we don't get
I
fined.
won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9. It's just a joke. Come on. Don't shoot. Don't really. Don't shoot.